Well, once the music start, we can start. So I'm gonna cut everything else out. All right. Yo, it's the No Bluff podcast.
We live.
It's your boy Dev, that dude.
Looks good. It's Troy TBS.
It's your boy Tay. You already know what it is.
And we back, episode 2.0. We'll just call it that for now. Of the reboot.
Yes, sir.
How you fellas doing tonight?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. We got the pregame jitters out. We got the first one under the bag.
Right.
Now we on the number two. We done shaked out the cobwebs, gave the people what they want, gave them some content, pumped out some clips. We grinding.
Big grind.
Right.
No, but with that said, I'm doing good myself as well. I feel good about the first pod. I got a lot of good comments, and hopefully we just continue to grow. Anybody that's listening, if y'all could share it, if y'all like it, we do appreciate it. On all platforms that we're on right now, we're on Instagram, Twitter, and we got a Gmail. You can reach out to us if you need to hear us or hit us on anything, ask any questions. But yeah, if y'all like any clips, repost those. We greatly appreciate it. Put your people on, put your girl on if you think it's something she want to hear. Your homies, any way you can put it out, we greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, man, we humble, but we real. We got to get some traction like anybody else. And anything can be helped. Any likes, any shares, that's real. We three dudes trying to get it out the mud. And like I say, man, get on this train early. You know what I'm saying? Because it will take off. You know?
Facts. We speaking that into existence because once it take off, it's gonna take off. And
look, all this humility, this little quiet talking we doing, that shit gonna go out the window.
We're gonna be arrogant as hell on here. Might have somebody passing me a drink and pouring it in my mouth. Yeah. You never know. Nah, I'm playing. Maybe not. Stick around and see. No, but with that said, I know it's been a busy little week since the last time we caught up. I know we dropped our pod last Friday, and currently, because we're gonna probably drop this on a Tuesday, it's a Monday, and it's been a lot just happening that time period since the last time we shot.
A lot has happened.
A lot has happened. You can call us some prophets, I feel like, in certain senses, if you really been listening.
Might as well.
Man, we shot early last week. Let the people know.
Right. What y'all think? Do y'all think we was on to something?
Come on, man. We shot early last week, like take the people behind the curtain. Like we dropped it Friday, but we shot like Tuesday.
Right.
We had zero idea that a Drake and Durk single that was gonna stop the culture for a day was finna drop.
Right. And for those of y'all that don't get it, if go back and listen to that first episode, this is your first episode checking in. But we brought up Drake. That was our first topic because he was the hottest when we came back, and from when we left. And then we brought up Durk later in the pod and his takeoff. Troy kind of brought it up, and I don't know. I think we was on to something because how ironic is it that same week we get some fire from Drake, his first single off his new project that's coming out.
Woo, come on, man. I think Troy said it best, man. We got our pulse on the culture, man.
Bro. And that's just, to me, that's like the perfect example of it. I want Troy to speak on it though.
Nah, I mean everything we've been saying, shit. We got our pulse on the culture. We ahead of shit that's coming. Like you need to be tuned in, you know what I'm saying? If you wanna, you don't wanna get left behind, you wanna be up to speed, what's going on. Like we got it.
Yeah, right. And with that said, I think the first thing we want to kind of do is talk about the track. So the track is called Laugh Now, Cry Later. and they did the new hot release, which is the song and the video. It's not WAP by any standards, but but it was hot. It was hot. It was a dope concept. To me, I think the one thing that stood out was all the references he did, like to like Nike athletes and just like history. And but in the same way, he was joking in the video, so it was dope. Drake got to show his his comedic side of things, and that was kind of my takeaway from the video alone.
Yeah. Once again, I thought it was a dope visual. Like he always found a way to give you every piece of him. Like fucking what's Thanos' glove? The fucking
stones.
The Infinity Gauntlet. Like the nigga pull up and what kind of car is he in? Like what fucking kind of car is that? He pulled up Nike's headquarters. Like who the fuck ever been to Nike headquarters? Like, he already stunting like soon as the fucking video come on. And then this nigga got all the top A-list celebs in the
come on now.
You know, like what kind of check did Nike just cut this nigga for it to be a whole Nike ad? Like
Bro, we talk about us having a pulse on the culture. We talked about this last time. Dev said it. Drake understands what's happening in this culture. Bro, for him to feature the biggest athletes. I mean, KD ain't playing for the Nets, but he playing for Drake. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
He playing for the boy in the gym. That's the first time we done seen KD hoop since he tore his Achilles.
I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about that, bro.
And then he get Odell, one of the hottest in the game. And then when I knew, I was like, the boy gets the culture. He got Marshawn Lynch. He ain't a great player, but Marshawn Lynch is entrenched in the culture. People respect him immensely.
Right. Perfect example of the culture.
Dude, he gets it, man. And that's from the video aspect. The song, man, what can we say? The song was heat. I mean, I put that joint on. And I got it, like I said on Twitter, I got an intense COVID-19 workout. Put that boy. That's one of them songs you put on and you just put it on repeat because you're like, I need to hear this thing a couple times.
Facts.
And I like when Drake pair with like grittier people like Durk, because then Drake kind of get in his, like when Drake in his gritty bag, Drake a little special. When he talking that, you know, I'm talking that talk. When he talking that shit. I like when Drake talking that shit because he paired up with Durk. And man, we know all our favorite line. Everybody got the same favorite line. Kind of what we talked about. Durk, to me, had the line. We know what that line is. You know what I'm saying? You know, in the video, he had the. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Don't play that boy song. You know, we know what it is.
Right.
That like we was talking about.
Don't play with them stitches.
Man, it was a subliminal from Drake, and then what I think is it was a subliminal from Drake, and then Durk just came out the next round because Drake was like, "Don't play that boy in the club. I don't listen to that." And Durk said, "Hey, we don't fuck with rats. Clear shots, not even shots, just truth about the culture, letting you know how hip-hop feel about Tekashi and what."
Right. After we just talked about that last week, too.
Just talked about it. Just talked about it.
Like, bro, if we don't got our posts on the culture, I don't know who do. That's all I'm going to say.
So that song was crazy. I love when, like I said, he got in his bag, gritty. He paired up, which was smart, pairing up with Durk, a real street dude. It was an A+ song. They knocked it out the park.
They killed it. And I think the thing that really stuck out to me is like Drake on his vibe, his little, like we was talking about the harmonized vibe, then he hit us with the bars. Like, you know, you're going to get that 2-punch combo from Drake. No other artist is doing it like him when it comes to that. Then Durk jumps on and shows that pain, that harmonized pain that we was talking about between him and Rod Wave last week.
Orange Streets,
bro. Yes, he showed it. He showed that Orange Streets. That shit's about to take over now. I think that's gonna be like the next. We had the mumble rap and the hot beats. I think that Orange Streets shit is gonna be the next big wave right now.
Yep,
it's starting to be, but I just think it's gonna really, really take over. Like it might get Rod Wave in that next tier, Lil Durk in the next tier.
Yeah, it's been it. I mean,
the track, man. Like I said, he finds the way. He the master of putting each of the Infinity Stones together. Like,
he
want to be the cold artist, musician. He want to be the ladies' man. He still want to be street. Like, he found a way to put all that shit in together. It's like, so in the lyrics, I was looking at the lyrics. Like, the nigga, he come in. The nigga comes in, you know, giving a girl, you know, talking about lyric about a girl.
Boom.
And then he said he got the lyric where he's like, I went to these boys' block, you know, they not around, so he can get you a street. and then he come off and finish it with something that's cool. So I'm like, this nigga, he's a fucking musician with the fucking hits, and then he puts the baby on top to just like that in itself will trap you, and you won't even hear the rest. He already got you hooked just off keep saying baby.
Yep.
And how he emphasized it in the video, like
right.
If you don't really know hip hop and you can't really interpret what I'm saying for like most of the the white people, not the whites, but you know what I'm saying. For them who don't really know the certain language he talking about, he's still gonna make it a big ass hit by just saying baby on every fucking after every hook. So it's
question: did he give a subliminal to Ye?
Yeah, he did.
That was when he was like, distance between us is not like a store. This isn't a closable gap.
We know that was towards Kanye.
Yeah.
No, that was towards Kanye.
The boy, hey, Drizzy
he still shooting at motherfuckers.
Right.
Drizzy.
I feel like it was some Pusha shots in that motherfucker too.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the whole Nike thing was kind of about, and then he was in the store with the in the video with the carriage and the short.
Right.
Yeah.
It was so many elements of like sneak diss in there that you don't even think about. Like
I love it.
Like when he talked about the distance between us isn't a store, it isn't a closable gap.
Come on.
That's the Ye, the Yeezy Gap. What is it? Mergers they're trying to create.
Yeah, I love it.
Scrolling through it, but then at the same time, he's with Nike, who's always going to beef with Adidas as far as the shoe and athletic brand apparel world it goes. And Drake just kind of throwing his little 2 cents in there as he's gonna do. Throw his little.
It ain't. We went to your block. He wasn't there. It was like a ghost town. Like he's still talking crazy.
Right, he's still gonna talk crazy, talk his little greasy shit, and get it off. But at the same time, he gonna try to name his album "Certified Lover Boy." Drake is. He's just a master at this shit.
Can I say? But did Durk have a harder verse than Drizzy?
Yeah, facts.
Durk wins.
He was supposed to. I feel like he was supposed to. I feel like Drake wrote that shit like, "I'm gonna place you right here. You can get off."
I just love the small stuff. Like I know I mentioned it earlier. I just love how Drake kicked it off with the line about "Don't play this little boy in a party." I don't listen to that. And then Durk followed.
That was that Pusha.
You do?
I feel like that was, I took that like he was talking to Pusha.
Okay,
I kind of do too. Yeah, I think I might as well.
Okay, I could be
or
wrong.
Ye or one of them.
Okay, that could be wrong. I was like, well, it's still dope because he played off that. And then I love artists do this all the time, but I love when the second artist come on, kind of feature that same ride pattern. Yeah. But Durk just more street. Like, look, I don't listen to rats. You know what it is. Like, I love that. Okay, I could be wrong, but man, with that boy, I love Durk just came. I think he kicked it off like I'm in the trenches, relax.
Right.
Yo, he from Inglewood. He in the trenches, bro. Boy.
For real.
Yeah, that shit was hard though.
It's important, I think, and I read into things a lot differently, but I think man, we really meet riding Drake, but I think it's really dope. I think it's
calling it for what it is. If it was
it
gotta be saying the same thing. It ain't.
I like
it's greatness, man.
Like now he
connected.
I think it's dope to connect with Chicago because I think I was talking to somebody. I was like, man, Chicago right now because of how crazy Chicago's an extremely relevant city right now, and he connecting with Durk, who obviously tied into the streets here, and I think that's where Drake just get it. He just get it. He must also. Drake got a shorty in Chicago because he hit us with the 2 a.m. at the Bean. Hit me at the Bean. Windy City freestyle. Now he connected with Durk. He banging some little shorty out in Inglewood. I want to see who it is. He got a little you dig. She probably in a high rise downtown now.
He probably got some evil shit in his head. Like I'm gonna go and be more beloved in Chicago than Ye type shit.
You know what? He is that type of calculated individual. Like, He'll go to his own. So then in the next album, they're gonna love me more than they do you.
Yeah.
I'm in your town more than you there.
I went to your block. Right. It was like a ghost town. Like I went to Chicago and then you wasn't there. Like where are you at, nigga?
You better be careful. Don't talk that shit about the shot though. You better be careful. I'm sure Ye still got some hitters on the block.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, that's where another thing like was we can get into Durk. Like going back to that conversation we was having last week about like who do we see anybody emerging who could, might be at the top of the game when Drake's over. Like we gotta throw Durk in there now. I feel like not to the point where he'll be the next Drake, but he's gonna be one of them big dogs. Like, Because the game, how we was talking about, the game went from super lyricist, now it's in this vibey. Like, what's going to be the next evolution of it? So the next evolution, it might go back into the gangster rap shit, where, you know, you had your Pox, and then last time we had 50. Like, it go in these waves where the top nigga, he's a super lyricist, or he's super vibey, artistic, or he's super gangster. So it might shift back to super gangster. A super gangster nigga might be on top of the list. Like, people craving the authenticity, the dangerous element of hip hop again.
Mm-hmm.
Been in this nice vibey, Drake hitting us with hits. We want to feel good party. It might go back into, we want back to gangster shit. We want the dangerous, edgy element. And so if that's what's going on, that's what Drake might think that too. Like, that's gonna be the next wave. Who at the top of that shit? I'm gonna bring Drake or Durk in. I can see this nigga. He might be the new wave. Like, if the game go to this, back to this gangster shit, that might be the new biggest sound. So I might get on it early. Like, I'm just trying to think of what made him go get Durk for this.
I think you hitting some. I think you making a salient point, because I think it can also, we love the trenches and hardcore rap, but it also, Durk is also from the trenches, but he one of the few that's in the trenches and still got that blended orange street sound.
Right.
So he's still hitting the melodies. He murked that. And I think you're 100% right. From now on, I might have to call Lil Durk, with all due respect, Tesla, because his stock just went up.
Skyrocketed.
Durkio, a.k.a. Tesla, because his stock just went up. Which is unfortunate, because he dropped a good album earlier this year.
Mm-hmm.
But then I feel like with this song, why Drake killed it, Durk had the spice on his mug.
He was
like,
talking.
Yeah, his verse sent me off crazy, and then he still swagged on the video. And I think you make a good point. His stock can be on the rise. It's important, though, when you got this. We'll talk a lot about this later. It's how I feel. When you got this type of momentum, you got to keep it up. Mm-hmm. And you got to be aided with either your own songs and just loosies, or you got to be aided by features. You got to find the right people to feature on. I know you got to find these big artists. I think him and Future need to get together, do something. Like, if I'm Durk, I'm gonna be active.
Right.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I was about to say, the good thing is we've seen it before. Everybody that Drake kind of hopped on wave has skyrocketed from there and took advantage of it. Yeah. So, kind of like I said last week, where I talked about the little babies of the world and, you know, the Migos and stuff. So I think Durk has a formula based off of what I hear from y'all, because y'all know I'm kind of new to his sound, but just off Troy giving me 2-3 projects to listen to, that I think he's going to take full advantage of, and it's going to work in his favor. Yeah. So, and I think it kind of speaks to how Drake is just like phenomenal at just having his ear to the streets, because Durk been around a minute. He ain't new to the game. I've been hearing about Durk since dang near college years, and you know, it's just now he finally getting that exposure he deserves. So it's kind of like dope that you know, Drake's got on a track with somebody like this, and it shows you how deep involved, like I was saying last week, either Drake is or his team is at putting them on stuff that it's unheard of. You never seen this in the rap game before, ever. Yeah.
I could be wrong, and I apologize to the people. I'm gonna do some more homework and circle back next week. But didn't Durk midway through his career change his sound?
Yeah,
like he wasn't always the Orange Streets guy. Because I remember one time listening to Durk, and I was like, "This Durk," and it was a lot of melody. Because he used to be a rapper.
Yeah, he started rapping. He started with when Chief Keef and all them, the drill scene first.
Okay.
Started from there, and then he got a deal, and they was trying to make him like auto-tune pop man. Like they was trying to change him. This nigga coming out of Southside Chicago, they try to make the nigga pop. He like, you know, it wasn't working. So he had a period where he had like girl songs and shit like that, and then he got off of Def Jam. And then that's when he been back turned up in the streets on the drill shit.
And he had Dej Low for a minute.
Yeah.
Man. And the wild part, you bring up the Chicago drill scene like that, because I was just talking to my girl the other day. We was out eating, and somehow we got on the subject of Chief Keef. Oh, because it was his birthday like a few days ago. I think he just turned 25, bro. Does it feel like it? It feel like he's our age, but he's not.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and the thing was, that's where I got on set. I'm like, dang, so how old was he when he came out? And I didn't remember Don't Like came out 2011. So that was 9 years ago. Yeah. He was only like 15, 16.
And we was going crazy in the club and the parties.
In the college parties, going ham to that stuff. Like, that's crazy. Like, he put out so much music back then. Don't Like, Finito, He had a couple other Kobe, all that like way back then. So like Chief Keef had a good career early, a really good career.
He set it off.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But yeah, it's just like I said, I just feel like that's who going, like I said, that's who stock is going up. That's who got a chance to be the next, big dog in the game.
Durk, aka Tesla, put some respect on his name.
Yeah, we're gonna keep an eye on Durk, closer eye on Durk.
Right.
Yeah.
And with that, I know Troy, you kind of brought up the drill scene or whatnot. So was that kind of what you were speaking about, where you said he originally started? So was he kind of like a Chief Keef type rapper, or how did he start his career?
Yeah, he was a drill artist, and to briefly go over it, you got the two sides, the two biggest gangs in Chicago, BDs and GDs. Mm-hmm. And so he a BD, and Chief Keef all them BDs, but the rapper, he was like a teenager at the time, Lil JoJo. He was a GD, and he made a song dissing all the BDs. And the song was so big and shit, they felt, offended by it, and so they killed him. And that took the war between them to a fucking new level. That set off the drill scene. That's all these killings and shit going on. Like, that's what's going on.
Oh wow! It all stems from that.
Not just from that.
But like that's part of it. Yeah,
it's been going since then.
I get you. Like it kind of sparked the ignition to make it 10 times more magnitude 10 times higher.
Yeah, and so Durk is from, like I said, he's from around that period, and so he was doing drill music with a whole bunch of niggas in the living room with choppers and shit. He was on that shit too, and like I said, he got signed, and then he started, he was in the industry. And then, so they was trying to make him like get a hit, basically. They in the music, like we need a hit,
right? Like all the record labels do. They try to produce you.
Clue what's going on. I had him sitting in y'all building and don't know what to do with him. But yeah, so and then he got off the label, and then like I said, that's when he went back to the street shit, back to the drill scene.
Damn.
So what's also making him rise so big is that he was still rapping about shit in the streets, like niggas that he's beefing with in songs and shit. Niggas is dying in real life, like them niggas. So it's sick and shit, but motherfuckers is like, oh shit, this nigga become like a top dog, like a top gangster in the drill scene. Like whatever anybody he beefing with, he getting rid of. Like he come back feeding everybody, giving us guns and money, and he got his music starting. You know what I'm saying? So he become like he that top nigga. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's elevating him, and why his music is rising like that. So many people following this in this drill scene like this.
Because I mean, it's not many artists that's at his height of success and still genuinely plugged into the streets. Like stuff you can't talk about on mic. He plugged into the streets, whether you know it or not. Durk is, that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, respectfully. Like I was going too far.
Hey, so
I understand. I understand.
What's the next topic, bro? Hey, I live in Chicago. What's the next topic, bro? Get off this, bro. Hey, what's the next topic, bro?
I got you. Next topic I wanted to bring up. I mean, I know we usually save it to the end sometimes, but I think we should kind of hit on it since it is like Monday and the first day of it. But I want to know y'all NBA first round predictions. Like what y'all got going on, what y'all think is gonna happen based on everything going on in the first round. I don't know if y'all know all the teams right now that's like playing matched up.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah. Let me reiterate something I said yesterday, how I really don't like this bubble. I want to reiterate how much I don't like the bubble. I'm glad they playing. I'm understand they doing it under the best circumstances possible once again. But this is not NBA basketball. These are, I see guys excelling who wouldn't ordinarily excel because there's no pressure. It's gym ball. It's a lot of guys you can go on YouTube and see hella hoopers that be hooping in LA Fitnesses in LA every week. That's super cold. Out. And this is what it feels like. And the only reason I don't like it is because part of playoff ball, I like that pressure. I like these crowds. You see people going off with 40 and 50. I'm just going to be honest. I don't think T.J. Warren kills like this with the pressure of an NBA game in an arena. It's just now he's just hooping. Like he one of the guys, and all these guys have a proven ability to hoop.
Right.
With that being said, playoff predictions, I keep it short. Out the East, I'm just going with the Bucks. I just don't see anybody ability to stop Giannis.
And this is more so first round predictions. I know last time we say playoff predictions.
Yeah.
I mean, basically like championship, who will make the championship, but it's more so just like who you think gonna win versus like Jazz and Nuggets, Raptors, Nets, Mavs, Clippers, Celtics, Sixers. Like, and what games are y'all looking forward to? It's kind of like the thoughts I had here.
Yeah, I look forward. Obviously, the most is clearly Lakers, Blazers. I think that's
gonna be a good one.
I think that's a series to keep an eye on because we don't, we've seen all bad signs from the Lake Show, and I'm not happy with what I'm seeing from Bron, AD, or the supporting cast. And I don't think their team. I think they're one of the worst one seeds I've seen come out the West.
Oh shit!
Probably since I've been around. I can't think of a one seed that's been this bad.
Do you think LeBron turns it on at all? Like now that it's playoff time, it's gym ball? Like it might work to his advantage.
I think he's lost 3 steps. I think he's playing the best he can do. I don't think he can no longer go out there and get you 40. If there was a bet line, I would bet somebody a lot of money that he would not score 40 points one time in his playoffs. He's trying to facilitate, conserve energy. He's lost. He's definitely not as quick. It's laterally, my lord.
Athleticism's diminishing.
People are like, oh, he's a great passer. Yeah, he's passing because he got to.
Yeah. He led the league in assists this year, which it makes sense. Like if you think about if your athleticism diminishes, what's the first thing you're gonna get better at? Is like just the smarts of the game, trying to pass and distribute. I mean, he's always been a great passer, but it's easier to negate and give the ball to Anthony Davis when you're feeling older. So.
Exactly. I think Lakers in 7. That's short. I think they squeak it out. I think AD is still the best player, and I think AD is a better basketball player than Damian Lillard. So.
I got the Lakers winning too, just because like when you look at that Blazers team, I like the Melo edition or whatnot, but they're just not the team they were last year. I don't know what it is, but they just. They did a nice little run this little these bubble games, but I just still think the Lakers with LeBron and AD are still too much for Damian Lillard, and then hopefully a McCollum I guess he got a broke back or injured back, and Melo that's way out of his prime. So I got the Lakers still winning that one.
I don't know. For some reason, I feel like the Blazers are gonna beat them.
You do?
They're gonna beat them. I feel like it's too much. They got too much scoring power for them. It's gonna be bad for it's gonna be so much on AD and LeBron. Get those points. Like, I feel like I don't know. I feel like the Blazers could beat them in 6 or 7.
One thing I can say is the one thing I think the Lakers gonna miss most in this series is not having a Rondo. Like Rondo ain't the same player he was, but like you need somebody that to slow down Lillard a little bit and give him a little run for his money or like make him slow down. So. Yeah. I do want to see that element of it, like no Rondo, no Bradley. Like, who's going to step up defensively for the Lakers? Because they were the best defensive team prior to the bubble. So,
right.
Yeah.
Old LeBron, it'd be a no contest, but LeBron is just not what he once was. That's not his fault. He's 35, had a great career.
You get no, yeah. I mean, it happened to Kobe. It happens to all the greats after a while. Like they're unicorns because he's been in the league, going on almost 20 years. So you play that to the level he has over almost 20 years, you can't ask for nothing more than anybody.
Man, a team I'm sick of? I'm sick of the Toronto Raptors, bro. Ever since this country, I don't know, man, there's some weird karma going on in this universe that Toronto, ever since, this country been in kind of a little bit of chaos the last few years with everything going on. Last year, they get the cheapest ring ever with an injured, battered Warrior squad that LeBron wore him out for 4 years in the finals, and then they reap all his benefits of all his hard work. And then this year, they get the Nets with no KD, Kyrie in the first round, so they get to kind of coast through. I think they can be a problem against the Bucks when they meet them. But Kyle Lowry is genuinely the most annoying basketball player I've ever watched. All my NBA fans agree.
They are playing the Brooklyn Nets, and they was up by almost 30 today on the Nets.
The Nets with nobody, so
yeah, they won. They ended up winning by 24, but at one point they was up by like 29. Like it was bad. Then the Nets got within 9 in the third quarter or fourth quarter, one or the other. Then they got blown out still. So
yeah, they gonna do them bad.
That Raptors team is low key a weird, scary. Like I don't think people realize like without Kawhi, Fred VanVleet been playing like crazy. I think he might have had 30 tonight, but Fred VanVleet little self been eating. Yeah. He went to Wichita State, didn't he?
Yep.
I'm not tripping. Yeah, he's been killing. And then Lowry just been doing okay, but Siakam with VanVleet, something about that combo and they supporting cast has been. And they got Marc Gasol, who's a veteran, just gonna be smart. So
yeah,
But like you said, I don't get how they getting so lucky. Like they getting out of luck right now.
They get lucky and. Yeah, I'm over them, man. And Kawhi, that's people praise Kawhi, and I'm like, man, Kawhi did good last year, but like he had a
squad.
A squad.
They still went like over 70% win versus losses without him, like in the games he didn't.
Bro, you put Kawhi right now on the Raptors, they better than the Clippers.
Oh, facts. They're the best team in the league again. Like this year, for real. With the Warriors not as good as they were, they blowing out everybody.
Stop it.
Yeah, I think the Raptors gonna win that series though, just because of KD and Kyrie sitting out, not messing with them. They could have came back supposedly, but they said, "Nah, we're not doing this bubble mess right now. We're chilling this year." So I got the Raptors in that one. I got the Nuggets beating the Jazz, I think, in that series. I don't know what y'all feel, but it just seems like the Nuggets just like the second – or like they're like that third team in the West that like win some games. They're going to win a couple rounds in the playoffs and give everybody hell. Yeah. That's how I see the Nuggets.
I think it's going 7, though. I think the Jazz can do something. I like Donovan Mitchell.
He's a beast.
He's earned my respect. I didn't respect him before. Gobert got good D. Jordan Clarkson trying to score. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the rest of them I think is all chalk. I think the Clippers going to beat the Mavs, but I'm most excited for that series.
I think that series is going to be a good one.
They play tonight, so I'm trying to get my wife to go get some chips so I can snack while I watch the game.
Right. I will say I like the Mavs a lot. Luka, my favorite young cat in the game. I'm one of those guys. Yeah, Luka, my favorite young cat. So I want to see him, like, what he does against this Clippers team. I mean, it's his second year, and he took a team that had the third pick last year in the draft to the playoffs. So I'm curious to see what him and Porzingis bring. But I think the Clippers do have a lot. They got Kawhi, they got Paul George, they got Lou, they got Montrezl Harrell, and a bunch of other decent role players. So it's going to be a tough one. But I want to see that round a lot. I'm intrigued, but I still got the Clippers winning it.
Yeah, I don't know that one. That's shit.
I think who wins that round makes the finals, though, out the West. That's my personal opinion.
Definitely should beat that. So
the Clippers and Mavs?
Yeah, whoever wins that, to me, is going to make it to the finals.
I don't see the Mavs getting past the Blazers. I don't see them. I think whoever wins between the Blazers and Lakers
makes the finals.
Meet the Clippers, and then from there.
Okay. I got Mavs or Clippers taking it all. I got the Clippers winning it all right now, so I'm gonna give them the edge in that round. But if the Mavs came out, I could see them beating everybody else.
I think you think higher of Luka Doncic than Troy do of John Morant.
Nah. Not yet.
What do you think of Luka versus Luka in comparison to Ja? What's Luka missing that Ja has for you?
That dog.
That pigmentation.
Explosiveness. That's it.
Luka
got all the tools except that.
A lot of people don't realize Luka's 6'7", 6'8". He like LeBron size almost. So, but he ain't as athletic, of course, because he doesn't have the same God-gifted natural ability. So
yeah, Luka got to work on that.
Ja is just he got killer instinct.
He do.
He got killer instinct. Like he gonna will his team to victory. Like young Kobe, young Jordan. Like the squad ain't good right now. I'm new to the NBA, but I'm coming for y'all ass. Like.
You could almost say the same about Luka, though. You could almost say the same before Porzingis.
I ain't taking nothing away from Luka. I don't know. He's clutch. It's like in a different way. It's like I don't know.
John Morant got a grit to him. Morant got a grit to him.
I see what y'all saying in a way. I think Luka do too, but he just ain't American, so it don't. Yeah. You know, it's showing different. He's showing
Luka
the court.
Do it with swag, like
right.
I'm just flexing y'all niggas like.
Luka face turned red.
he showed. I'd say he showed a will when they played the Bucks. I know it was the second to last game of the bubble or third to last game, like last Saturday, not this past Saturday, but the one before. when they played them. They played the Bucks in that Saturday night game. His ass had like 36, 19 assists, and like 14 rebounds, something like that. That's when we had that silly pass through the legs assist for the dunk. Yeah. They was down by like 8 with 2 minutes left, and he started assisting and getting buckets like crazy, and they won the game in overtime. So I think he has it, but I think he just don't have a swagger that we expect of an American young cat.
I like Luka. I like his swag and everything. It's just my personal. I see just something. I just feel like I see something in Ja Morant. I don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's just something.
You know you do because you said he better than Russell Westbrook in his prime. You wild.
That was Earl. That was Earl.
That was better than Russell Westbrook at his prime when I said that.
That's crazy. He's never. He
heard Troy say that. I was like, all right, I gotta get back to reality now.
you bugging. That was the wildest take I've heard in a long time.
But I gotta go a little beyond what I might feel about him right now. So it's documented like I seen this in him.
Okay,
I get what you're saying. Like, kind of like I was with Aaron Donald. I was on Aaron Donald early. Bro, he the best in the league. Like, this is his second year in the NFL. I was saying he was the best in the league.
My guy, LeBron's my guy. Grew up with LeBron. Like, he's leaving now. I got to find somebody else.
I'm the same way. LeBron been my dude, and I'm like, I ain't found that one that I connect with, but I'm enjoying it more. I just kind of analyze and
to me, it is better when you ain't stressing about like Kobe losing to like that's how I was with Kobe. I was so invested. He lose, I'm over the playoffs. Like, I don't want to watch this no more. My guy's out. I feel like now that like I'm older and like I think the main thing that got me now is I'm older than a lot of the best cats in the league now. So like when I watch them, I don't admire them like a hero. It's just more like they just cold at what they do.
That's a fact. That's a good point.
So I'd be like, Luka gonna eat, but he like 22. Like I'm 30. Like I can't like be a fanatic of this guy like that. I'm gonna say he my guy and I mess with him, but he could be like my little brother or something.
Yeah.
Like It's a different. I feel like you have a different admiration once you become the age of the people you watch do what you like love to watch. So.
You was wrong about Aaron. I mean, you're still wrong about Aaron Donald.
Not at all. No shot. No shot.
The Aaron Donald. The gas on him is crazy.
The gas, bro. If anything, he's been running on a half a tank of gas this whole time. Still outrunning everybody.
He's great and he's a Hall of Famer, but y'all got him as being Bruce Smith right now, Reggie White.
He is. He's that caliber, bro.
Let's go.
His
Khalil Mack don't get the respect he deserves.
The thing with Aaron Donald that people don't see is you don't see the shit he does. Like, I mean, you do. You see when he gets the sacks or whatnot. But other than that, he's taking 3 of your linemen off of anybody else. So, like, he's making everybody else eat. Like, Clay Matthews had his best year since probably like a Super Bowl year with the Rams as far as sacks. And, that's all because of Aaron Donald. He over there getting singled out on the sideline, sometimes coming in free because they worried about what that boy Aaron can do.
Khalil Mack is an actual bear. That's what I got to say.
He a pass rushing bear. He got to get better on that run D. He got to get better at that run D.
He can't just sit in the middle like Aaron Donald. He got to be versatile. He got to drop back in coverage.
Aaron Donald everywhere on that field, bro. You already know he is.
I'm taking Khalil Mack over Aaron Donald.
I think that's a bias. I mean, I got a bias too because Aaron Donald on my team, but everybody else agrees with me, so I think I'm on to something.
Wait till my boy Matt come back. I think Matt got a Defensive Player of the Year award too now.
Yeah, he got one.
Yeah, he got.
But Aaron Donald got 2 of them things.
We got one. I don't know how because I ain't seen the Rams D one that good last year.
Yeah, he didn't get it last year. Last year was Dang, I don't even know who got it last year.
My boy Mac on the field with the trash Bears.
Oh, wasn't it Stephen Gilmore?
Yeah, after he got burned by Devontae Parker. That was sweet. He probably should have gave it. I will say this, no homo, bro. Aaron Donald got the best looking body of any defensive tackle I've ever seen, bro.
Bro, he looked like a linebacker.
Bro, he 300 pounds with abs. Do you know how hard that is, bro?
Yeah. That's crazy.
Dude, 300 pounds with abs.
Y'all ever seen his like physical workouts though? Like for real, like when he lifting. Like when he be doing he was what's James Conner, the Steelers running back. James Conner, that's his name, I think, right?
Yeah.
He, they both went to Pitt together. Yeah. He be working out with him, beating him on the run, like the running back cone drills and stuff. Like he's just like an insane athlete.
Dude got no body fat. Dude just built.
Right, bro.
He's crazy.
He just eat muscle for breakfast and quarterbacks. Like, shit's insane.
Man, we got some relationship stuff to talk about, right?
Yeah.
I ain't talked about the women in a long time. The
Man, it's
lovely
been a minute.
ladies.
So yeah, let me go ahead and get in. I know we didn't get into all the NBA stuff, but y'all, we'll get to that whenever. Y'all already know.
Yeah.
But I had a question for y'all that it's just like a random question that came up, but I thought it would be a good one to talk about on the pod. Y'all fellas, any females too, y'all can let me know what y'all think. It's kind of to everybody. So the question I had was, is it possible for you to gain new friends of the opposite sex that you don't meet like through work or mutual friends of like your significant other? So do y'all think it's possible like you come home and be like, yeah, babe, I met a new little shorty at the mall today and she just gonna be like my new friend? Like, do y'all think that's even possible? Or your girl could come home to you and be like, yeah, I was out and about and this cool dude started talking to me about hair and whatnot, and he's not gay. You know, he's just like he likes women, and like if it's a dude, a girl, she likes dudes. Like, y'all think that's possible?
Nah, I can't see it. Like, I can't see that shit happening. Like, not for me in my life. Like, ain't no new friend. Like, nah.
Right.
I mean, it's possible. Anything's possible. I don't want to say like, no, you can't have no friends. Like, but that's a little bit fishy right there.
Right.
Like, no.
I took it as like I was just thinking like I've never seen like a dude or a female like in a relationship or married or something and then just randomly come across new friends like the other didn't know they didn't meet through work. So that's why I thought it was a good question because like usually you might befriend somebody at work that's of the opposite sex because y'all just
like
be at work chilling. Yeah, y'all. That's how you're gonna meet each other. But like, how do you even meet somebody new that you don't meet through somebody else? You know what I'm saying? Like it just sounds like you're trying to pull the number, or they trying to get on you type stuff.
Right.
And then you can't. The curve can't turn into friendship. Like, oh, I'm curving you, but you can be my homie here. Like,
right.
They was coming at you with the intent of something physical. I feel like, or
for sure.
Yeah.
And it's got to be a limit to the friendship, even with coworkers. Or I got a lot of women that work in my office, and it's still a limit. I wouldn't even call them friends, but it's you cordial. You might talk and text, hop on Zooms, but there's got to be boundaries and limits. And the thing I don't really get with the whole opposites, like meeting new opposite sex people, man, that's just what are the intentions? Even if I don't know your intentions, what are his intentions? Not many guys is out there just, oh, let me just go make some friends with a lady. Like
she's just so cool, I just want to hang with her.
Like let's be transparent too. Like my wife, we got women we think are beautiful and attractive, and guys think that like we just not finna live in some fairy tale world where ulterior motives don't exist.
Right.
And you finna just come home with a new friend and y'all finna be texting, be laying up at night, y'all texting.
Right. Jerome said the funniest shit today.
Yeah. Well, tell him what these hands saying too.
Right. What is chin looking like? I gotta test that shit real quick.
Yeah, I think that's crazy. I think that's Earl on both sides too, men and women.
Yeah, I think it goes both ways, and
I think guys get away with it more though. I think
so?
Guys hide under that all the time. Guys, oh, she's just a friend. We just cool. That's my cousin, and they pull away with it. And guys.
You're right though, because dudes be scheming. They'd be the first ones to try to. I feel like a dude would try to befriend a female before a female would a dude. Like,
yeah, but if your girl talking about, oh, he just a friend giggling, that relationship over, bro.
She already done cheated on you,
bro. She already it's over, bro.
If anything,
it's over, bro.
Yeah.
I done been there. Trust me.
Damn.
That's why I love Rod Wave. I felt the pain.
That's why you love Rod Wave.
Yeah.
He must have got his girl befriended somebody.
Man, so this girl cheated on me once, and then I was testing her. She cheated on me, the dude, and so like we was talking for like a week or whatever, and then I lied to her. I was like, yo, the dude. She was like, the dude didn't want her no more, so I lied to her, and I was like, man, I talked to dude. He said he trying to get back with you. She's like, for real? I was like, oh. they cold out here.
Damn.
Yeah.
She was intrigued. She was like, wait, what else he say? How'd he say
it? Yeah, see, y'all don't know y'all been cheated on, man. That's character building. That builds character. Damn. Hey, getting cheated on builds character. For all my people that been heartbroken, been cheated on, man. Join the hive, man. It builds character, and you learn a lot about yourself.
No, I agree. I remember this ain't to that level, but in high school, chick I was talking to was at a like I played football and whatnot, so I'll be out on the field, and supposedly I even heard from my stepsister that she was like at the game on another dude's lap, like on some wild shit. Yeah. But then I confronted her about it because like I got told by a couple people they saw it. So no, he just a friend. Like I was just there for a minute. So I wasn't letting that shit ride. You know, just being a man, your ego ain't letting that shit ride. I'm like, nah, we gotta get to the bottom of this. We're gonna all sit down and talk about this shit and figure it out. And so she was ducking and dodging me on that. So I broke it off with her. Next thing you know, 2 weeks later, she with the dude. Like they go out. So I'm like, I already knew what it was, but that shit do build character. You after that, you get that little cold heartedness in you. I don't know if you get Rod Wave because he was like dang near time he was about to cry a couple of those tracks. But
I remember
it was romantic.
I remember that that Neo "So Sick of Love" songs hit me differently back in high school, boy.
Oh shit!
Couldn't watch Lifetime movies, boy.
I'm thinking of the lyrics now. That's hilarious.
Yeah, and I thought the song was dumb back in the day when it first came out, and I was like, oh, I feel that
I get where you're going at.
Hey man, if you've been cheated on, reach out to me, man. We can talk, man. that's character building, right? You learn a lot about yourself, man. You learn a lot about yourself, getting heartbroken and getting through that, and then you able to, I think, to better determine. You better to pick who you want in your life after it a lot better.
And you know what you will and won't stand for at the same time. Like you'll be like, okay, I didn't seen this story too many times. Like I'm cool off of that. Like
and you can spot stuff better. You can spot I guess women can do it too. I'm just speaking from a male perspective. I when I got to college, I was able to spot traits in women where, you might talk to them, but you're like, I definitely ain't taking her serious.
She's a little too friendly.
I see these traits and I know what those traits lead to.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be little subtle stuff too. Like if you go around a girl and you realize her eyeballs be scrolling around a lot around you, that should be like the one telltale sign, one of the one telltale signs. Like you could kick on little traits when they too busy worried about everything around instead of like the moment or what's going on. I feel like any homie that's like been with a chick that really ain't on nothing know all about that. But,
man, because when a girl cheated on me, man, I had no clue, completely oblivious. Sometimes I was that young, arrogant guy. I'm like, shit, I'm that dude. It
ain't gonna happen to me.
Ain't gonna happen to me. It happened. Heartbreak Drake.
Certified lover boy. Oh shit.
Man,
I don't know the cheating shit. I don't know, not knowingly like a dramatic story like that. I can't really say, but of course every man can identify with that feeling of liking this girl and
she ain't really going.
She like you and you figure out she likes somebody else. Like that's really what it be like. You have your ego hyped up like, oh, it's me and her, like, and then she likes somebody else. Like you ain't that great, motherfucker.
Right.
You learn a lot from that too, though, because that's a gut punch, right?
Yeah, that's like a rite of passage. Like you got to go through that. Like certain shit, like we saying, certain shit you just got to go through. That you gonna take with you and learn from it.
Man, I completely agree. I feel like some of it's like you just got to go through it to know what it is like, and then know how to maneuver around with it, like whatever the situation, especially when it comes to like. Because everybody cheat differently or get cheated on differently or, maneuver differently in a relationship. So I feel like once you go through something that you realize, and everybody has different breaking points. Some people cool with like, okay, you slipped up once, I'll take you back. Like some of us be like, nah, like that's, you fucked up once, it's over. So it's just
Boy, Cassie says you cheat once, then you will cheat forever. That's kind of
after the Bible. He was on it.
Hey, Cassidy used to have some shit though, boy.
I gotta find that song. That was real, but that's not true. It's not if you cheat once, you'll cheat forever. But not if I cheated on somebody when I was 15.
Hey, niggas used to live by that shit.
They did.
That's what a random rapper said in the bar.
Yeah. Dude,
that's
tell you.
right there.
Yeah. Hey, bro. What one of our homies said? I said Frank. Remember that one time he said, bro, you buy a shoe, she run right out your life.
Yeah. He said that shit.
He was like, bro, you ever had a girl? He was like, I'm like contemplating what I was gonna buy for Christmas. I was gonna buy some shoes. Like, bro, don't buy those shoes. I'm like, why, bro? What's up? I thought he was gonna give me some game. You buy some. My grandma said you buy some shoes, she run right out your life.
You always say.
Yeah, that's hilarious. That shit's too fucking funny. Hell no. I'm trying to think. Y'all remember, because now we're talking about rap songs, how they used to have boys thinking shit like it'd be true. Like rap songs had you out here thinking that like you just had to be a dog. Like when it came to females, like get topping and that's it. Like can't do nothing for her, can't please her, and Callus still live by that. can't get your girl head out here. You a simp.
Not just songs, but like, I mean, we all grew up in like urban inner city schools, and like just the culture around me in the school made my life move so fast. Like the pressure we had to have sex. I don't know, like you ain't think about it like that at the time, but looking back as an adult, you'd be like, yo, I felt like a square because I wasn't having sex in 8th grade. They was making jokes in 8th grade. I'm like, yo, I just wasn't prepared for that. I remember being in 8th grade, taking a girl to the movies. Couldn't even enjoy the show because the whole week up leading to our date, everybody it's about to get explicit. I'm sorry, guys. It's just a second. The whole week up, they talking about how you gotta, finger a girl in the movies.
Right.
That's all I could think about. The whole movie is how I'm about to get my hands on her pants.
You don't realize how hard that shit is, especially if it's a good movie, bro. Like it's gonna be a lot of motherfuckers in that movie theater,
bro. I tried to go buy popcorn, put it in between the legs. I tried all the tricks. You dig what I'm saying? And you in 8th grade. I'm a kid at that point,
right?
A kid trying.
But it's been built up to you that you got to get the buns or you ain't on shit.
I'm grown now. I would never do nothing like that in the movies. I'm enjoying the show. I didn't pay just $13.50 for this ticket.
Shit too expensive. Yeah, we can do that when we get home.
You better not even look at
yourself.
Me.
Right?
How much is it? I guess the pressure, some type of pressure put on it, and how much is it at certain ages? That's just what is going on in people's hormones and emotions.
You right.
I think majority is pressure. The only reason I say majority is pressure is because, especially if you haven't experienced it yet, everybody around you makes it sound like it's this big thing and like you got to do it, especially like sex for the first time. I feel like every man has the same, even female has the same perspective. It sounded better than it felt your first time doing that shit, especially if you was new to this shit. Like, yeah, it sounded a million times better than like what it really was when you did. Like, this is what it is, because you ain't experienced. You don't know what the fuck you're really doing, and the whole time you're just thinking like, I don't want to bust. I don't want to bust quick, because you are lame if you bust quick. It's like so many pressures even in your first time having sex with somebody that like it's you don't even really enjoy it. So I feel like a majority of it is more so pressure, but the hormones take effect too because you're curious. Like, but I think pressure is the biggest part of it.
Is this the No Bluff podcast where we don't bluff to people?
Yeah. No, you already know.
Well, if we're gonna keep it a bean, it makes it even worse because by the time you even have sex for the first time, you already most people then lied and said they already did it because of the peer pressure.
So you gotta act like you know.
I'm speaking for just me personally. I'm not proud of it. But I was young. You get all this peer pressure. So by the time you I was close up, but that year, you know what I'm saying, before it ultimately happened, hey, I was.
You already saying you was.
I was kingpin.
You was Will Chamberlain. Wilt is still out here.
I was King Cobra in the streets. So what happens is by the time you with a girl, the expectations is crazy. So your first time, you can't even go through the motions and like. Man, I envy when I see on movies, it be couples, they learning together.
Right.
We
both figuring this out.
I got pressure to be King Cobra the first time, and I'm trying to figure some stuff out. So the pressure I think Dev hit on the nail on the head. That first experience is never totally enjoyable.
Right.
It's so much of just getting the job done, and you just trying to build. Then you thinking, what's she gonna tell her friend? Like,
right. There's so many pressures that go on that first time. Like, of course, when you get experience, you didn't had it a few times. It's like, okay, now you know what you're doing, or you're gonna get better. But I do feel like like I said, that first time, you ain't really enjoying that shit because your main thing, all part about it, you probably think, what am I telling I can't wait to tell my homies about this
Swear
shit.
to God.
Yeah.
What you do after your first time?
Right. Then you got to act like it's your 10th time, even though it's your first.
Yeah. You got to be in there smooth.
But that's why I be like wondering, like, so I guess I'm just interested in wanting to know what's the majority. Is it like most people felt like they was a little pressured into their first time, like outside pressure?
You definitely pressured.
Most people felt like they wanted to do that shit. It wasn't the pressure, like they was ready to.
So it gets conflated because as a young, whatever you are, whether you were 13 or 16, as a young boy, you still kind of want to do it.
Right.
It's not from. I'm just speaking for me. I can't remember exactly, but your hormones going, but it ain't like you just like now your first time you trying to get this over with. So I remember at that age you just want to say I'm not a virgin anymore.
Right.
Anybody growing up in the inner city, you just want to be able to have those conversations with your boys and talk about what it's like to have sex. That's just what real life is.
To say you were a virgin was like a social disability back, like growing up in the hood. Like, let's be honest. Yeah, bro, I ain't hit nothing yet. Hey, what's wrong with you? You trash, you whack, you lame, blah, blah, blah. You could be like, no, I'm just waiting until married. I don't want to hear that. No nigga in the neighborhood want to hear that shit.
Bro, I was so lame. I used to say that to my boys in 8th grade because they was like, Tay, had a girl like, Tay, you got to hit that woo. I'm like, man, I grew up in a church. I'm like, no, that's not wrong. Like, kind of how it was when we met in college. I don't drink. You don't want to poison your liver. I'm like, nah.
You was a simp as far as that drinking shit.
Bro, I was a square. I was like
that poison.
All right, yeah. That we hurt that water.
Right. I'm gonna sit here and sip on this nasty ass vodka. It's gonna make me feel the way I want to feel.
And I was like that in 8th grade. And then another thing with pressure, man, it's so much we could talk about the inner city and growing up in these schools. The women are just as experienced as the guys. Mm-hmm. So the shorty I was with, I felt extra pressure.
Probably more.
Yeah, because she was way more experienced. And so I had that pressure. Forget outside pressure. When you young, you think of these dumb things. It don't matter in the grand scheme of life, but you like, yo, she done had X amount of guys. I got to be good because she done had experience.
Right, she might not. I want to hit it again if possible.
Yeah, I want to be good. I want to, and whew, man, I do not miss those days, bro.
That shit used to be stressful.
Bro, it's stressful growing up as a kid. That's why boys can't graduate. We got to worry about all this external stuff.
Right.
That's why dudes in the hood ain't graduating. They worried about
everything else.
Right.
Right. The biggest thing is there's so many fucking pressures. Like, even I don't know how y'all schools was. My school was the type of school you kind of not in high school, but more so in middle school, elementary. If you was smart, they was trying to joan on you for being smart. Oh, you intelligent motherfucker. We're gonna talk about you. Facts. I mean, it's just wild how how things are when you're little and you're younger and you realize growing up it didn't even mean shit at the time.
It didn't mean nothing, bro.
It didn't mean nothing at all.
A waste of time.
Everybody that you was worried about what they thought or what they had going in their life ain't doing shit with their life now is the crazy part about it.
All them cool kids, the dudes from the hood.
Mm-hmm.
Popular.
They still there. Not as popular anymore. They still in the neighborhood. Ain't moved an inch.
Man.
Or they dead half the time, unfortunately.
Man, how do
I? Yeah. So I guess the next thing I kind of want to talk about, this is the long boy.
Ooh, we got something for y'all.
Right. So we wanted to give y'all some rankings. Basically, we wanted to do we each individually came up with lists, 3 different topics, and we had to give our top 5. Basically, from August to August. Since it's August now, we wanted to hit y'all with our top 5. Because then in a year, we'll give y'all probably another one by end of the year for the year 2020. But we want to do top artists, top album, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, and then top 5 songs that we fuck with. So first is just us. It's not the global consensus, the hot 100 or anything. Just what you fuck with, what you've been fucking with this last year, and what do you see? Who do you see has been at the top or doing their thing this last year and why? So with that said, I kind of wanted to, open it up with, because I think we should probably save artists for last, I would say. So maybe I would say top 5 songs to start with. Does that sound good to you, Troy? Yeah, I think songs first will be best because it could be recent shit we fuck with. Shit we've been
albums.
Yeah, let's do albums because albums is gonna have more. It's gonna be the longevity of the whole year more so than I feel like a songs would because it might be more shit we fuck with now.
Yeah.
Currently, like it's our top 5 songs right now, so I think that'd be more recent. So we could start. I think we should start with albums.
Start with the album. I kick it off.
Okay.
So I guess we ain't doing it in no order.
Up to you. I didn't do no order. I just did the top 5.
So in no order, I had Brent Faiyaz with the "Fuck the World."
That shit was cool.
Album. If y'all ain't heard that, check that out. A couple of the singles on there are buzzing, so everybody probably.
How many song project is that again?
I think it's 10 songs.
10 songs, yeah. I think it was 10 songs. I think you're right.
All of them on there I like. But next I had to say Summer Walker with the Over project.
I had that too.
They just ran the whole year. Like as soon as that dropped down, like it never stopped playing. You heard 3-4 songs off of it in constant rotation. Wherever you was at, you know what I'm saying? So Summer changed the game with that one.
I was on that shit early too. Yeah. I kept hyping that shit up, telling y'all check out that Summer. I was the gas king of that.
Yeah, facts. Next I went with Durk, with Lil Durk, just cause y'all waited too.
Well, so what? I'm sorry, I know I had.
We're doing top 5 albums first.
Yeah, what was your 5, Troy? Before after
this is third.
Yeah, this is no order.
No order. We gotta get the order, G.
We want order? Okay, I'll order it. So
just go through the list first. Go through them all, then you can.
Then I'll do it. Yeah, then I'll go back in order. Where I had Lil Durk. Like I said, he just been continue to rise. I feel like he had one of the best projects that I've personally been listening to as of late. Next was Lil Baby with the My Turn. Lil Baby, as we was talking about even last episode, how he just keep climbing, getting better as an artist.
Right.
Hit after hit. I feel like he delivered with that last album.
He killed it.
Yeah, I don't know how many songs, popular songs, hit worthy, Billboard worthy off that album. So I gotta show him love on that one. And lastly, I had Jacquees, King of R&B album.
Oh my god,
that's your top 5?
Oh my god, that's weak as hell.
One of the best R&B albums.
Oh shit,
Hey, buckle in, y'all. This is gonna be some arguing.
So yeah,
buckle in.
Challenge it. Anybody out there want to challenge it?
Bro, Jacquees?
We go 3, 5, 5, whoever y'all.
The Nasal King?
Yeah. Yeah. You gotta listen to the music. But yeah, that round out my top 5. Matter of fact, I got a number. So I guess I'll say Jacquees 5.
I know.
I'll say Durk not Durk. Baby at 4.
Okay.
Brent at 3.
Who at 3?
Yep. Brent Faiyaz with the "Fuck the World" album.
R&B shit.
We R&B heavy.
Yeah, my shit kind of R&B heavy too.
I'm gonna say Lil Durk at 2, and then Summer at 1.
2 soft ass dudes.
Okay.
I'm just joking. That's disrespectful.
Are you talking about us? Or
yeah.
I thought
you were talking about the songs.
No, I'm talking about y'all. Y'all falling.
I'll be soft then. I like good music. Fuck
y'all done fell in love and shit.
I'm no different.
I'm gonna go ahead and give my.
You want me to go? Or you want to
go? You can go.
Okay. Yeah. So I got my top 5 albums. Say them all 5 or just order them off the rip?
You say all 5 first, then order them, I think.
Okay.
So you can give your opinion on each, and then.
Yeah. So at 5, not 5, but one of my top 5, I agree with Troy. It's that Lil Durk, just because y'all waited too. A lot of bangers. He really, I think Troy would agree. He really elevated the Orange Streets category with that album. He really even opened up my eyes. I like albums that make me say, wow, that's different. It's hard for me to hear it and say, man, that's different. And I had to choose between his album and Rod Waves, and I do think his album was better. I will say that was a solid project. Okay. Another one I got is A Boogie. I like A Boogie's Artist 2.0. I think that was a solid project. A lot of versatility. He had some good R&B features on there, and I think he continued to show me something. I was pleasantly surprised with that project. You don't like that one, Troy? You looked a little surprised on that A Boogie.
I ain't mad at it. He's I was big on A Boogie early. I still like him, but
He bounced back a little bit on this album to me. It was something to be desired, but you got to think, when I think of also a project like an album, it's not just how many good songs it is. I'm talking about I listen to it and I want the songs to flow and everything. And then because of that, I got K Camp, Kiss 5. Thought that was one of the most slept on projects released in the last few years. And I'm talking about it, that listens like a book. Like you got to listen front to back.
Okay.
You want your R&B vibe. I think that's crazy. Another one is Gunna's album Wanna. I thought that project
was a good one.
Crazy. That was nuts. And then another one, one of my other 5 is St. John, Ghetto Lenny Love song.
I haven't heard that yet. I need to listen to that.
Stupid.
I heard all good things about St. John though from just JBP.
Yeah, so I'm gonna rank them. At 5, I got A Boogie, Artist 2.0 at number 5.
Okay.
For 4, I got a little Durk, just because y'all waited too. This is like a whole year, so these are all top-notch albums.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, I got K Camp, Kiss 5. A solid project, R&B, boppy, vibey. He wrote I like people who know how to write songs. He wrote the hell out of them. And then at 2, I got St. John, Ghetto Lenny's Love Songs, just a new sound. It's hard to create a new sound, and he's in between that pop, R&B, and hip-hop world, a cross-section of the 3 genres. And I think the best album, and it was an easy runaway for me, was Wanna by Gunna. Just too many tracks, too many A+ tracks. He floated on there this year. I think he elevated his game with that album, because I was skeptical of Gunna. I was like, I don't know if I remember thinking, do he belong in the discussion as we talk about Future and Young Thug and Baby? And I was starting to question if Gunna belonged, because I thought Lil Baby was starting to really separate from him. And that Gunna album, it blew my mind.
Yeah, that Gunna album, I think you was the first one that said something about it, and I went back and listened to it. That shit rides. Yeah. I definitely need to check out that Durk, because I listened to a couple of tracks off of it, but y'all got me wanting to go back and really listen to that. And that St. John, like I heard good stuff about St. John, but I haven't went out and checked them out on my own.
Mm-hmm. So Lil Durk's the only one that made 2 lists so far, and we about to get to Dev's.
No, I don't think I have anybody. Your list, low key. Yeah. So my list it might be a little bit more mainstream in comparison to y'all, but it's the 5 albums I've probably fucked with the most heavy since like last August. To start it off, I got Party Next Door, Party Mobile. I fucked that album hella heavy, like between Savage Anthem, Another Day. The News was colder once I heard it on the album, just how it rides on the album and whatnot. It got so many other bangers too.
I got to go back to that. Like, I love what's the song? It might be the number 4 off of there.
Split Decision.
Yeah, Split Decision.
That shit go hard, bro.
That was my favorite since
bro.
Dropped it before the album.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was a song I fucked with, and I fucked with it's another one towards the end of the album.
Savage Anthem, probably. The shit about Kalani.
Oh, that's about her?
Yeah, it's about Kalani.
I gotta tell you.
Yeah, bro. He really going deep, talking about he messed with another chick, then came back home to her and shit, like on some wild shit. Yeah, but it got so many tracks on there to me. Like, I like the island vibes and stuff they got on there too a little bit. But PGT go hard, Another Day, Never Again. That whole album is just like, it's another level, but I'll get to rankings a little later. And then I got Lil Uzi Vert, Eternal Take. I fuck with that album heavy. I don't like the deluxe as much as I like the original though, but either or, you get more songs. If you're a Uzi fan, it's Nothing But Love. But like my standout tracks are like Low Main and Prices. A lot of people like P2 because like, part 2 his biggest hit or whatnot. But you can give me a song like Pop or Homecoming, and like it's just different vibes from Lil Uzi, kind of on the lyrical side of shit we was talking about beforehand. And I like how he just rides the beats, and like he's just a vibe. Like if you're really listening to Lil Uzi, you throw that shit on, it really get you hyped to like start your day, go in the gym. It's the perfect workout shit. Like when I was lifting heavy, I was on that shit before COVID hit. I throwing Prices and all that shit. I'm in there, bitch, 300 pounds like a champ and shit.
Getting your Aaron Donald on.
trying to get the 0% body fat. Another one for me is Young Thug, So Much Fun. That shit goes hard to me. I think Thug, all these years I've been critical of him as well. I know Troy really has too, and probably you too, Javante. But I know me and Troy had a conversation about it. But this was his first project to me that he did what I thought he was capable of. A lot of people, may feel a way about him, as far as like before then, because he did a lot of underwhelming stuff, but he had like big songs that he would drop, like Best Friend and shit that would pop and go crazy, and like Rich Gang shit. But he never had his own project that like you could just spin through. And I think with this project, he finally showed like he had the type of tracks everybody want to hear, like Mannequin Challenge. He got a whole bunch of tracks on there. I don't have the track list right in front of me, but actually I do. Just that quick. Light It Up, Go Hard. The shit with
he got some joints on that thing.
Bad with Lil Baby go hard to me. I Bought Her with Lil Duke go hard. Like he got a bunch of tracks on there.
That was a tough album. It almost
and Circle of Bosses is crazy with Quavo. Yeah. That shit go in.
That's a tough album.
Yeah, that shit's hard. This shit with the London with Travis Scott and J. Cole, I think that shit went crazy too. It was like a radio track, but the whole album to me, it rides, especially when you in a vibe. It's a vibe album. So I had that in my top 5. And then my last 2, Summer Walker, Over It. As Troy said, just a fucking wave. I've been high on Summer Walker. Devontae will tell you, when that shit dropped in October, I was gassed. Like, bro, y'all heard the Summer Walker shit? Throw that shit on. I don't care. Listen to that shit. Like, that shit been riding since then. Like, that shit been riding. That whole album's flawless to me. And if I did have an alternate though, like if we were going hip hop only, which we weren't, and I had Future High Off Life in my top 5, but that's not now because I added the R&B in there. So I got Summer Walker, and then my the last but not least for me is The Game Born to Rap. I think
good
that
album.
shit,
that's a good point. That's a good
that
selection.
shit sonically is next level. No matter what you think of Game, he makes classic fucking albums. Yeah. I don't think many niggas make albums on Game level. Like at all. Like that whole album front to back, you can just let it ride.
That's a great album.
Daytonas, One Life, like just endless tracks, endless beats. The mixing is perfect. It's just what you expect from Game now. Like if you really listen to Game and you're not just somebody that don't like him because it's antics and shit, you really know he gonna make a top tier album every year, a top tier every single year. So in order, I got Young Thug So Much Fun at 5. I got Uzi at 4 with Eternal Take. P&D Party Mobile is my 3rd because my girl will tell you that's all I listen to, honestly. Out of these, that's the one I keep going. I can't stop listening to it, bro. I just can't stop listening. We riding back from out of town, like throwing that party. That's just my shit. But I've been fucking with parties. Like even went to Atlanta, I was fucking with parties that. And then Summer Walker is my number 2 because that album, R&B, probably best R&B album we had in the last 5 years. That shit's crazy. And then I got Born to Rap number 1 just because it's on the same level as Over It to me. But as far as it's a rap album though. But I think Game don't get the proper respect it deserves as my album of the last 12 months. So
that's a great list. I would have had Summer Walker. I don't know. I focus a lot on 2020 on my list because when I was trying to go back to catch the months, it was so hard for me. I was like, when did this come out? But I 100% agree with that Summer Walker.
Yeah.
I think if we do a consensus ranking, that would definitely make the list because I want to pay homage to her. Because Dev, you actually put me on, and that album crazy. That
shit crazy.
Her and Ty Dolla $ign to me got their foot on the R&B game.
Bro, you heard I've told you about the group before, Division, DVSN. But the track with Ty Dolla on there, that's my shit. That Dangerous City, that's my shit. Ty need to release an album that's like kind of like the Free TC shit. He need another one. He need another one.
So my biggest problem out of all of y'all album listens, I'm gonna be real, is that Jacquees. That was terrible. That was terrible. I ain't just. Nah, I listened to I like that song with him and Future. That song go crazy. I did listen to it. I skimmed through it.
Song with him and Future.
I
know what you're talking about.
That's going crazy.
Yeah.
I don't like Queasy. He nasally to me. It's just a sign. It's just I hear.
A lot of people don't think he can sing.
He can't sing. I think that's a fact.
I like him though. Troy, no, that was my boy when he first dropped under Birdman.
Yeah.
I was like, first mix. I remember I kind of told you about, like, bro, go listen to that shit. Like, he more than that BD song. That nigga is just crazy. It might have been before BD dropped.
Yeah, I'm listening to the music. I'm not whether he can sing or not. I'm not really concerned.
Most of these Troy,
production.
No.
He harmonized on
Troy, you can't say that, bro. You can't say that. He's an R&B singer. He not like a blended guy.
To be clear, I think he can sing, but I'm just saying the criticism of he can't sing when we talking about music.
Right.
We talking about vocalists.
I get what you're saying. Like he can't hit certain tones, but as far as making music, his music sound amazing. That's
all I'm saying.
Can I ask y'all real quick? Have y'all listened to K Camp's album?
I have. After you told me about it, I only heard it once.
In depth.
I ain't gonna lie. I only heard it.
What you think of it after that first listen?
I thought it was dope because when you said I had some sneaky shit on there, I heard it and I wanted to go back, especially after that Renegade shit dropped on TikTok.
Yeah,
because that shit is a vibe, and I didn't know that song was that old. Like,
yeah, man,
Camp still got bangers.
This was so hard about music. Like, we all got lives, and it's hard to. An album is an hour.
It's too much to consume. Yeah,
but if you
once
got
you get what you fuck with, you just don't go looking for nothing new.
That's facts.
You know
but if you get
good, they come out on top of each other, and you might never get to go back to it because it was something else you was fucking with heavy.
That's part of the reason. Like when I heard Durk, I probably listened to like the first 5 or 6 songs of the album y'all told me about.
You ain't even get to the good shit then.
Yeah, I didn't get to the good shit. It was like, oh, this is cool, but it ain't got my, it ain't sticking yet. I needed to like second track, like, oh, this shit, I got to come back to this because that's gonna make me keep listening to the album. Kind of like
go ahead, Dave. My bad.
I was about to say, kind of like with like Uzi. I'm a Uzi bias, of course, like a philanthropist for this nigga. But how Baby Pluto came out, and he paying homage to Future, and then rapping like Future in it. That had me stuck. First track. All right, now I'm stuck listening. So that was my problem with Durk, is I didn't really hear that song that stuck with me. It's like, okay, now I got to keep listening.
Well, y'all, man, if y'all got time, y'all just sitting back, chilling or whatever, and just throw it on if you got it. Sound. I'm telling you, that Camp album is, to me, when I make my decisions, like the reason that album is so high is so few bad songs.
Right.
Like I'm surprised.
That matters.
I'm surprised Gunna didn't make y'all list. That's blowing.
Gunna was close to me.
He was one of my honorable mentions, but because I wanted to give Summer her just due
and Jacquees just due.
Everybody knows.
I'm not gonna lie, Troy. I don't have Lil Baby's album as high as you do. I think, and we're gonna get to that in another list. I think he had certain songs on there that was like okay, this is that shit. But
easy, we got a lot to talk about.
Not Lil Baby. Did I say Lil Baby or Lil Baby?
Yeah, you said Lil Baby.
Lil Baby, yeah. But it's like certain songs on there that's like they didn't hit as hard as I expected them to off the album. But overall, I think he's top 5 in the game. Just
with him, I went off of how impressed I was with the song making and the lyrics.
Lyrical. Yeah, that's the thing. His lyrics are dope as fuck on there. I just don't think he had the sound he should have had completely through the album, if that makes sense. Like, it wasn't – what's the word? They used the term they used to say the album sounds good altogether. Cohesive. It wasn't cohesive enough for me. Yeah. But his content was next level.
Yeah, we was probably just looking for different things. Because I feel like the cohesion came in with him fucking barring every beat up. Like
he was killing every
Wayne
beat.
When he just
right.
And so that's why I got that album up there, because I feel like it's one of the albums like Wayne made me feel where every beat he just killing it.
Yeah, spitting realest shit you hadn't heard from the streets.
Yeah, that's why. Like that.
So Troy, do we have different expectations out of the album, out of what I'm hearing? I'm gonna be clear with you. For me, I really like cohesion. Like when I say an album,
the
album, I like good songs, but I like cohesion. Like I like it to read like a book. That's why, like when I'm listening to a whole album, it could be songs off the album I might not like as much, but it fits very well within that album in the context of those track lists. Does that matter much to you?
It does. It's not the end all be all with me. Like, my first criteria overall is how many of these songs sound good.
Okay.
Right.
These are great, good songs. And if everything sound good, then, I'm all in. Now, of course, it gets elevated as an album if it is cohesive on top of that. Sometimes cohesion could just, like I said, it could be that you ripped every beat on the album. You was consistently ripping. That's the cohesion of the album, is you displaying your lyrical ability. Like, you ripping every beat. Like, that's the cohesion. That's what this album said, reads to me as an album of this nigga ripping every fucking beat. Like, that's the cohesion. But like I get what you're saying. Some albums you want it to feel like maybe like it start off using love, and then in the middle it goes to heartbreak songs, and at the end it goes back to you getting back together, or you still heartbroken. You want to turn up now, like that cohesion that that exists in most R&B albums, a lot of R&B albums. But like I said, I could see different sides of the cohesion.
Yeah.
Whether it's consistently good or not.
And I love that pick by you, Dave, that game pick. I think we're gonna have a cohesive list. Like if I was going back to 2019, because I love that album too. Yeah. And I think we all kind of agree with you. We talk a bit about it. Game is super underrated. Yeah. One of the most talented lyricists. And I think that's a dope pick.
I wish we was recording when it came out, because the praise we was giving them in the group chat was like what we expected to give them. Like, people have glimpsed over saying, yeah, it was a real good album, but I don't think that album gets its just due. Like,
it doesn't.
That shit sounds like that's an album. Like when niggas attain to make a good album, that's what it should be. He just, he just don't have everything behind him. He don't have the big machine, the production. I mean the promotions and stuff. And then he's a clown in certain ways to some people. So
yeah, I don't get that part. But before we move on, I want to talk about the elephant in the room. Is neither one of us. I know you had honorable mention, but we all massive Drake and Future fans. Let's talk about those albums, because neither one of us had it in our top 5.
Well, Drake hasn't dropped since 2018, right?
No, he dropped the demo tapes. I know it's like a tape, it's a project.
Oh, okay. I didn't count it as a project personally, right. and it didn't flow like one. It wasn't his best stuff. You could tell it was basically a lot of the tracks were tracks that leaked on the internet, so he just put them all together and put it in a package, which doesn't necessarily make a good album to me. So I didn't have that up there. Of course, there's tracks on there like From Florida with Love go hard to me. Losses goes hard, but
for me, are you done there?
Yeah.
For me, it felt like that sound of them together, like they held that down, they brought the element, and they was kind of like, they kind of realized like it's over for it now. Like they did Life is Good to kind of was like the cap on it, like the sound was special, and it's time for something else to breathe. So I don't think either one of them was kind of like going too crazy with that record. Now Future probably wanted to do, super good because it's on his album. But that's how I took it. I took it like we won't be getting a lot of Drake and Future anymore.
Why Future didn't make your top 5? He didn't make mine either, to be clear. I'm just curious.
It wasn't. I love the project from Future. Like,
same.
I love Future, and he did what I want him to do. But it wasn't nothing new that I haven't heard from him. It didn't really elevate. It was just like another good ass Future project. Like that's why I want to hear it from him. But it's other projects that came out that was, they were more, well delivered, more performed, everything.
That's why I had it as my like spinning. If we're doing hip hop only, I had it in, but I still had like R&B over it, because I have that same R&B as you saw. I had those 2 R&B albums I had over a lot of the hip hop stuff we did. So if one of those was out, then I would have had Future at my 5th.
Okay. I had Pop Smoke honorable mention too. He would have made it.
Oh yeah, Pop Smoke shit's nice.
Pop Smoke album is crazy.
Man, I wanted to give a shout out to St. John and Ghetto Lenny's love songs, man. So any St. John fans, please hit me up on social. That album fire. That dude's special, and I see why Biggs took him on. He came out to take him on, and that's number 2 on my list. I know a whole lot of people ain't heard it, but man, that dude got some special songs on there. He really does.
I'm gonna definitely have to check it out.
Yeah, I gotta check him out too. I've been purposely not going to check for him because he like one of them on that list of artists that some artists I'll be like, I might be aware of who they are, but I'm not gonna check for your music. Like your music gotta be good enough to find me type shit. Like
how about I drop 3 songs in the chat this weekend? I like that. Like, look, check these 3 out, and it might change you, especially if you want to, because he got a different sound.
Yeah. I've heard his music before. I just haven't heard his project, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see what it sounds like.
I'm gonna check him. You said somebody else. You and Dev Dev said Party. I got to go back and revisit that.
Yeah, bro. I definitely recommend it.
It's so slow. Like I got to be ready to like. You know what I'm saying? I gotta be in the mood. Like I'm really in the mood to listen to.
He's not on no like. And the biggest thing is being R&B. He ain't on like no true sexual vibe or nothing. He just on some wavy. You gotta listen to what Party say though. He on some wavy real nigga shit. Yeah. And even with some of the tracks, like one song, it was like a sample he wrote for ex of his that he wanted her to sing, but he kept it. But the shit was so vibey.
Yeah.
And like Party be on shit like that because he did like a Facebook or Instagram live where he talks about it. It's Showing You. The song called Showing You. He was talking. He kind of wrote it for somebody else to say about him and some toxic shit. And he's just like that type of fucking narcissist. So I fuck with shit like he's a vibe. Like I recommend like Another Day, PGT, Savage Anthem, and Split Decision. Those shits are how you like. Okay, this shit a vibe. But I definitely recommend listening to the project. I'm a Party fan, of course, so it's a little biased, but I fuck with it heavy.
So what are we moving to next? Artists or songs?
I think we should do songs first because songs, not necessarily. It could be the hottest song, but they don't have to be the hardest artist right now because artists would be a cumulative thing. It doesn't necessarily have to be album of the year either. So.
All right, well, let's try to breeze through that because I'm sure we're gonna have some discussion on artists.
Sure.
Who want to start? It don't matter for me.
I'll start this time.
Okay.
So I'm gonna run through my list and just give y'all songs that like I listened to the most in the last year or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
They hit hard for me. I'll give you order. Number one is Emotionally Scarred by Lil Baby. He's just spitting some of the realest. That's how I was telling Troy. I didn't have the album, like my top 5 albums, but I had songs like that shit had some songs on there. Emotionally Scarred, probably the hardest just pain felt real song I heard in a long time. So that's like my number one song right now. Just overall, if you ain't heard it, Emotionally Scarred on Lil Baby album, super cold. Number 2 for me right now is Prices by Lil Uzi. That shit, just the beat with the way he ride the beat, what he rapping about, with the background sound, with the girl singing in the back, is just crazy. Just sonically, it just sounds like everything I want to hear from Lil Uzi and more. So I got that as my number 2. For number 3 right now, I have I Got Time by Thugger and Breezy. Something about that song, that shit just ride to me. Like, I like that Simon B project overall, but that shit just
underrated project.
Yeah, that shit goes so hard to me. That track in general is like another reason why I got like Thugger high right now. He just been killing shit since his album drop. He been on a nice little wave. And what better way to top it off with the king of R&B, one of the kings of R&B, C Breezy. And then number 4, I got Harden by Lil Wayne. That shit was off the Funeral album they released earlier this year. That shit goes so hard to me. But it was like I had a 1A, 1B because I couldn't decide between it. Off that project, I like Harden and Piano Trap. Like the last verse on Piano Trap is like classic Drought 3 Wayne. Like that shit's crazy. So if y'all get a chance, I say check out Harden and Piano Trap by Wayne. Just off the lyricism. Harden's cold just because how he wrote the beat. And he's on his like kind of like his old mixtape days on the Empire shit that used to leak with the old school sample, and he just spitting some heartfelt shit. And my last but not least, this new. This shit came out like a week or 2 ago. It was off the deluxe edition of my boys, the biggest fan. Rags to Riches 2, Ride Wave with Lil Baby.
What we do, Troy? What we do? We ride that bus.
We ride the rave.
We ride that bus.
That Rags to Riches 2 goes so fucking hard. Like, you put me on the original track, and then with the Lil Baby verse on top of that, we know how hot Lil Baby is right now. He the perfect dude to throw on that song. So, to me, right now, that's my number 5 just because it's so new, but it got a chance to be number 1 before the year end.
You bumping that shit hard.
That shit go, bro. That shit been on repeat for like a week now.
I know it's one song, but did that help you kind of appreciate? I know you been kind of like in the middle with them, right. But kind of appreciate Wave a little more.
Oh, yeah. You can hear like the sonic ability he has as far as like that Orange Streets. You can feel the pain. You can hear the lyricism. Like I can feel the pain on that shit, but I think the real reason I felt pain is because of Lil Baby. If I'm being honest,
fuck Baby.
I'm playing. Nah, that shit go hard though. So I told you, I know I hit you in the group chat earlier. Like I hate to say it, but I got Rod Wave in there. That's the top 5 song for me right now. I can't stop listening to that shit. Like,
and for the people, can you just reiterate your number 1 so people can want to go listen? Like that. That tell you a lot about our music taste. What's our number 1 song? That's
my number 1 is Lil Baby, Emotionally Scarred. That shit go hard. Yeah. Like if you ain't heard it. My Turn, the project, that shit go hard, like Troy said. It wasn't in my top 5, but it's definitely in my top 10 for the year. But he got songs on there that's like beating everything else that came out this year to me. So
we want the people to. I know it's a lot. They can't listen to all 5 of our songs, but we should at least in our stories, like just put our number 1 song.
easy.
I'd be curious to what people think about number 1 songs. Say a lot.
Yeah.
You want to go, Troy? You want me to go?
Yeah, I can go.
Okay.
Mine.
Go 5 to 1. What you got?
5 to 1. All right, at 5, I'm gonna go to just a song that I'm kind of paying homage just to that project, but this is the best song off of it, and I feel like it need to get highlighted. Everybody know the fucking song "Go Crazy" with Chris Brown. And
that shit.
like I feel like it's been the song of the summer. Like it's just been the vibe right now. It's the song that took over. Like you know what I'm saying? That's just a mega record right there. So that's there at 5.
You gotta. I think we're gonna have one of the same songs, Troy.
I don't think so. I don't know. We'll see. 4, I'm gonna go with "Do Better" by Gunna.
Yeah,
that shit go hard.
That's just the vibe when it come on. We already talk about what Gunna do, how we feel about him. 3, I'm gonna go "Same Thing" by Lil Baby.
That should go hard too.
It's just like a feel good record, like kind of tropical vibe, and he just one of them just swag rapping. He just going off on the beat.
Right.
Again, I just wanted to highlight him just because of the project. I felt he delivered, so I chose one of his songs. One of my favorites off of his project. 2, I'm gonna say "Snitching" off that
verse of the year on there.
Yeah. That was I remember I told y'all about that track. I was like, that Future verse is fucking. That was my honorable mention, and then "Dollars on My Head" by Gunna was my other one. I couldn't decide, but like
that Future verse was crazy. If Quavo wasn't strong enough, but if we did like verses of the year, that Future thing might have been number 1.
Top 3.
That was crazy. That was crazy.
Easy.
So that's there too. At 1, I got a little Durk. The outros on the deluxe edition of "Just Cause Y'all Waited Too."
Okay, I might just check that out.
So that number 1 is the outro for Troy for all the fans, and then Dev number 1 is a Lil Baby, "Emotionally Scarred." I think y'all should go check out the number 1s.
And we're gonna include all of our songs on the No Bluff playlist, so y'all can add it on Apple Music or just follow one of our social pages. It'll be on there.
Right.
Let me breeze through the songs. I know we got artists. It's gonna be a discussion. At 5, man, I didn't even want to, but it happened so recent. I would have felt like a sellout if I didn't have it. So at 5, I got "Laugh Now, Cry Later." Jersey and Durk. It came last minute.
I had it on there, then took it off last minute.
I fell in love with the song.
It's gonna be one of those ones. Yeah.
It's one I fell in love with the song, and I'm like, I in good faith, I gotta put it on because it's so crazy. At number 4, man, I actually got a song that's R&B infused, but gospel inspired. It's called "We Gonna Be All Right" by Ty Tribbett. It's not just a tradition. It's gospel because he's a gospel artist, but you listen to it, it got an R&B bounce. It got some street knock to it. Actually, it's street like. It's kind of.
I gotta check that out.
It's like a gospel song you ain't never heard about. Like he ad-libbing like Thug when he gets it. Like, and Troy, I talk to you. We talk a lot about progression of a record, which is number 1. So that was number 4. Number 3. I got "I'm On Some" off Gunna. I had to pick something off that project. And I think he floated on it. That song is what changed my perspective of Gunna, because he floated on that track in a way I never heard him do, and I was like, whoa. He got a lot of. It's like 3 songs that's equal to me. Like you said, Dev, "Dollars on My Head." Yeah. MOTW, "Money on the Way." I think those are some great tracks off that album. Yeah, Fiend, like that. It's a strong project.
Yeah, that project is dope.
So obviously it's my number 1 album. So I had to pick something. So I picked "I'm On Some." Number 2, I thought Troy would be with me on this one. My number 2 song is "Turn Myself In" by Lil Durk.
That's another good one.
It's a song. It's just not about how it sounds sonically, but it's also, I like the lyrics and what he's talking about. Like, he talking to you about his pain and what he went through before. We all know he went to jail, went through an ordeal, and he talked about everything before he turned himself in. Yeah. That song is the epitome of orange streets. I've coined that term, orange streets. Yeah. I put in for a trademark. I'm gonna see if the government allows me to get that, and we can make some T-shirts.
Right.
Yeah, who in hip hop history has made a song about you got to turn yourself in and everything you need to happen before you turn yourself in, and how you gonna get through this fucking prison time?
Dude, So you see why that's on my list. Like it's the meaning, the power, and we had a discussion.
People can connect to that, but that's never been told in music, in the hip hop. Like
it's
facts,
uncharted territory.
You gotta listen to that joint.
Yeah, I gotta check it out. Check it out.
And then my number one is a Boogie song, by the way. It's called "Calm Down," featuring Summer Walker. Good R&B vibe. It's a kind of a cheat code because Summer Walker bodies the hook. Right now, yeah. she bodied the hook, and then A Boogie do his little spit, and he meshes well with that. So those are my top 5. And then we go on to artists.
Was everybody top 5?
Yep. You say what's everybody's?
Yeah. Did we get everybody's?
Yeah, we got everybody.
Yep.
Okay.
So we want the people. We'll love y'all opinion if y'all still.
We got good diversity though. I will say.
Yeah.
Like
that's a fire playlist.
Your number one was a Durk track, right?
Yeah, mine was Durk.
Yeah, and Javante was A Boogie with Summer, and then mine was Lil Baby. So
yeah,
that's a nice.
That was your number one.
We didn't. What?
Javante number 1 was that Summer?
Yeah, A Boogie and Summer.
Yeah. Yep. You heard that joint?
I gotta hear this shit.
That joint fire.
Yeah, I gotta hear that shit too, bro. I ain't heard it yet.
Be careful.
You might be some next level shit. Yeah.
Bro, Summer Walker the GOAT. She
I'm not gonna lie. Nobody got everything she jump on is a hit. I hate to say that, but everything she jumps on is a hit right now.
Y'all when we get off here, y'all drinking or something?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Bump that on y'all speaker or something while y'all watching the game when we get
okay.
I'm gonna listen to I heard the outro. I love the outro and I love Emotionally Scarred. Y'all gotta listen to Calm Down by Summer Walker. But we gave y'all a solid 15 and we're gonna put together a playlist. Y'all go vibe out with us, man. We really know what we're talking about here.
Yeah. And y'all, if y'all haven't yet, we're gonna have the No Bluff podcast playlist out in general. So what you think, Troy? We're gonna add these to that, or we're gonna do a separate for these?
Yeah, we're gonna add these to it.
I think we should add them to it, make the playlist expandable.
It'll be like kind of all of our favorite top picks of,
Right. I might have a couple bangers after that too to get, if people are going on an out of town trip, they can go ahead and listen to all.
It's gonna be whatever hot songs we come out that we fucking with. We just gonna throw them on.
I like that. That's how it's supposed to be.
Hey, you don't realize how important music is, so you got an out of town trip. And you
right, bro.
There are fire playlists of 50 songs.
So you ain't fucking looking at your phone on the road.
Yeah. Play the No Bluff playlist. You good? You go right up.
Right, that's gonna be dope. So the last but not least list is the top 5 artists. So
we're gonna have to have discussion after this.
Right,
we ain't gonna blow past this.
Right. I mean, we've been having discussion at this point as far as like how this has been going. We've been getting in depth about it, but just because they had the top album doesn't always mean they're the top artists. Just because they had a top song doesn't mean they're top artists either. So I think this is a accumulation or culmination of all of that is probably the best way to put it.
Before we get into it, what did y'all think about when y'all was making y'all list? Like not super in depth, but just some things. Because for me, like everything is different when you're choosing artist, song, and for me, an album. But for artists, I took. I guess I'll go. I'm not gonna go first, but I'll tell y'all what I said. I
think it is your turn to go first.
Okay, I'll go first. Yeah. I'm about to go on a little soliloquy, so bear with me, y'all. No, I don't mind. I just wanted to explain I just want everybody to explain their thought process because
we can do that first and then go into our list.
All right.
So my thought process was a lot of things. Like when you think of the best artists over a time period, right? It's obviously you got to have hot music for me. Like if you ain't put out an album, you can't be considered. Obviously, I need a body of work from you. But another thing I really considered was who emerged and took big steps in their career. That was a big part for me. In certain cases, it'll be a little different for the majority. I'm like, who took strides in their career? Like you said about the Future album, kind of like it was a great project, but you heard that before from Future.
Right.
Now, if you never heard Future before and he dropped it, you'd be like, yo, who was this cat? He on the scene.
This album, the top 3 album. Yeah.
And so that's one thing. And then one thing I want to say, it's not a cop-out. He didn't make my list, but I swear to you, I had an honorable mention of Pop Smoke. Because I want to pay homage to him, and I think he would have made my list, but I was kind of conflicted because he lost his life. But I want to say bless up to the king, and I think he had a stellar year. But that's what I was thinking about. I was thinking about growth, not growth, but like what was your impact this year? Did the culture feel you, and in what way did they feel you? And then did you have a great project? And then I talk about one more thing when I go, but I'll wait.
Yeah, I kind of went along those lines as well. I went mainly off of who has been delivering at the highest output, who's been really hustling, who been grinding, who been staying on the hottest features, who been having the hottest videos, who been on the radio, who been on top of Billboard, who been doing that the most. So that's what my list is kind of going off of. And yeah, so
okay,
as we'll see, that's what I chose.
And for me, it was a little different. So for me, it's like ear to the like, what have you been doing to keep my attention? More so, this is more I say a selfish list than anything. Like, yeah, people like people off the charts and stuff, but for me, it was more so who have I been listening to, who have I been surprised with, and who has been consistent to me. So when y'all hear my list, it'll make sense, I guess, in favor of like what I've been listening to. But I didn't necessarily go with like I didn't care if you had the best album recently or anything like that. That played a factor. But what have I heard from you lately that's really told me like you starting to have your foot on the game and your foot on everybody else's neck? So.
Gucci, man, we got to have a discussion afterwards. I'm sure there'll be some debate, and hopefully we can't do a consensus with all five, but maybe we could try to get a consensus top 5 artist list that we could put out to the people, a No Bluff list or whatever. That might be easier. Y'all want me to kick it off, or Troy, you want to kick it off?
I'll kick it off.
Kick it off, bit
So at 5, I had Meg Thee Stallion.
Okay.
Like I said, she ain't took no breaks. It's just been constant, moment after moment, hit after hit, and she's performing. I mean, that's a performer. She's performing, at the top of, every lyricist in the game. To me, like she's spitting on every record. She done had controversy. Like she still come out of that. Had another moment with this WAP with Cardi B. Like I thought she would diminish this year after how hot her year was in 2019, but she's still been in everybody's face. She's constantly in your timeline twerking, like she's on your radio, like she always in your face. She's not letting up. So I had to put her there at 5. 4, I had the Baby for kind of the same reasons. He been grinding like crazy. His songs may not be my favorite songs, but they are hits. They are popular songs. Everybody loves to hear them. Everybody kind of move and groove, turn up when they hear these records. At 3, I put Drake there at 3. Obviously, all time, or if we going, over the course of 10 years, he's the best. But as of late, I say Drake at 3 because even on his album mode, he's still been in your ears. He's still been in rotation, even in album mode. So he probably jump back up once the album dropped. But right now, I got him at 3. 2, I got Lil Baby. No surprise there. And as another guy who just been coming in, killing, got his foot on everybody's neck. He's not letting up. And 1, of course, Lil Durk. I'm on the Durk train. You got the right way.
Oh, shit.
Jumping on my train.
Wow.
Wow. We gonna talk. I ain't trying to.
Oh, shit.
We
got
talk.
Durk as number 1 right now. I'm going to go ahead and go.
Recap yours real quick, Troy.
Recap. 5 was Meg. 4 was the Baby. 3 was Drake. 2 was Lil Baby. And 1 was Durk.
Wow. I'm writing these down. Wow.
Okay. I'm gonna let Devontae go last. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be more interesting than mine.
Probably not.
We'll see.
I think I know who your 1 is.
I don't know. We'll see. My number 5 is Young Thug. I got Young Thug just off of the So Much Fun project and Simon B. He put out 2 solid projects back to back, at least 15 to 20 banger tracks that you want to hear. For me personally, I've been listening to it like crazy. So Much Fun. Twin Circle of Bosses and Mannequin Challenge. I don't know what song I like more. And they both fucking ride. I remember going up to see Javante and the Shy, getting lit, listening to that bad boy, just vibing out.
Yeah.
Like So Much Fun been like one of my favorite projects released in the last couple of years. Number 4.
Not to cut you off, Def, but I'm proud of what Thug did. Like I was counting him out. I ain't gonna lie. Like he wasn't hitting for me, and that So Fun, that last project, and everything he been doing after that, the shit with Chris Brown. Like Thug been back with his foot on the game.
Right. And I'm glad he did because I was counting him out too. Like I told you, I didn't have like the best thoughts of him at all. So I was kind of in the same boat. For me, number 4, I had Lil Baby. I mean, his year speaks for itself. Everybody knows who Lil Baby is right now, as far as like what he's done in the game, just what he can do, his potential. So I got Lil Baby at number 4 based off what he's done. Number 3, I got Drake just because he had the mix, the Dark Lane, or what's it called, demo tapes, the Chicago freestyle to the track where he was rapping. The new track, the shit he did. I'm trying to think of the other track off the demo tape. I can't think of Losses. When to say when. That shit. That's the shit I was thinking of. Yep. That's the Hove sample, right?
Yeah.
Yep. That shit. And then just like Losses from Florida with Love. Drake just always got he just always like up there in the game. I'm listening to Drake all the damn time. I'm still listening to Scorpion, so that tells you where I am with Drake. Number 2, I think this is probably the most shocking for a lot of people. I got Wayne at number 2.
Damn.
I got Lil Wayne at number 2, bro. Yeah. I got Wayne at number 2. It's a little biased right now. I got Wayne at 2. The reason I got Wayne at 2 is because of the Funeral album. A lot of people slept on it, I felt like. It was super dope. And when he dropped like Piano Trap, like I said earlier, Harden, Wild Dogs, Mahogany, he got about 6-7 bangers that's crazy on there. But then on top of that, he dropped some recent shit that's been crazy. The Multiple Flows of Lil Uzi, his verse on that was insane. Like that's a top 10 verse this year.
That's tough, damn.
He dropped that fucking
on that Baby album too.
That song on Lil Baby album crazy too. Yeah. And then that Jack Harlow song.
Yeah, the remix.
Was popping remix, probably top 3 verses this year. So I got Wayne at number 2. Off of that, he got a case. A lot of people don't want to hear because it's Wayne. You think I'm as washed, but he got 10 fucking crazy tracks this year alone. And I think that like speaks to itself, like with his longevity, and he's finally getting in that pocket again.
Shame on you co-signing, Troy.
You got a case.
I'm just saying, go back and listen to the shit. Do it without bias, because we talked about Wayne last episode.
I think Funeral was a solid album. But
yeah, you and me were talking about it. Like, there's a lot of tracks on there, but the last verse on Piano Trap might be verse of the year. That shit is crazy.
Yeah.
Just the last verse, not the beginning of the song, but that last, like, he got you know how Wayne raps. He'll do a verse and then come back the next day do another verse. It's just something about that third verse. He was skating good that day or something.
I love that whole song.
That whole song code though. Mahogany go hard to me too.
We're gonna revisit this.
Yeah, and then my number 1 is Summer Walker. I mean, you got to give it everything she touches fucking platinum. Everything it glitters is gold. Like Summer Walker is
that ain't a bad
that
boy.
Chick. She's got the game on lock right now. I don't think anybody's doing it like her, and as talented as her at this level. Like as she's doing right now, it's nobody else that is touching her right now. She's number 1 for me, and it's by a landslide.
It's hard to argue. She having a year to me like Ty Dolla $ign had when he dropped Free TC. Like I can't argue that summer. But that white man, we're gonna talk about that. That's crazy. I got it written down, so you look at it,
right?
The names under them, I'm like, wow. For top 5 for me, at number 5, I got Moneybagg Yo. I think Yo had a strong year. Hear me out, not just from his projects, but like something I cared about is like establishing yourself, something that's really hard. Yo was now a respected. Not super, but he's semi-mainstream. Like he respected that. I love that Memphis sound. That's a bias in me. I love a swagger. He had some strong projects, some strong
a lot of talent out of Memphis.
Some strong features. Listen to Yo Gotti song "Weekend" featuring Moneybagg Yo was strong. Like if we did top 10 songs, Yo would have had 2 of the top 10, none of the top 5. I think Moneybagg Yo was strong right there.
Like you.
At 5. So that's 5 for me, Moneybagg Yo. 4 is Gunna. I think he obviously had the best album of the year. So he took another step to me. Like how y'all was talking about Thug, I was ready to disqualify Gunna from that Uzi and Lil Baby category because they were grouped together, and then he proved a lot to me there with his flow. And I didn't know he had that lyrical ability.
Hey, he's spitting.
And the ability to deliver in pocket the way he does. So that's why 4 is easy for me. Number 3, you know what I'm saying? when we talking about people establishing themselves and coming out, I gotta go Rod Wave at 3. Rod Wave, and let me. I know I'm joking, but I'm serious because I put a lot of thought into this. I'm thinking about his emergence. Rod Wave had made music like the last 3-4 years.
Yeah.
But Rod Wave this year has really put himself in somewhere where he's on y'all radar and then y'all conscience, like y'all hip hop guys.
Right.
And
after that Rags Riches 2, I'm not gonna lie, I'm feeling for some more. I went back, Girl in My Dreams Go Hard. It's a couple other tracks I've been listening to. I'm like, okay, I'm seeing it. I can see it. Yeah, I can see the talent.
And so Troy, I know it's like Wave at 3. It's about when we talk about who had the best year. It's about establishing yourself and connecting with people. That's all. He's just not connect. I mean, his boom has been. That don't mean he's as big as some of these other guys. He's not. But his boom, took massive strides this year with connecting with the culture. And like y'all say, he now in the indie streets. Now I be walking downtown Chicago, using somebody playing Rod Wave. That's crazy.
Same in that. Like everybody here is using them for like TikToks and just like videos devoted to females and stuff. Like it's crazy. Like he's really got the streets on lock. I will say, I'm not connected to everything he's put out, but some of his hits I can get on board with. So.
I'm about to send you some more, some of the same. He got some heat, bro. Number 2, I got Drake. Part of being number 1, this Drake being at number 2 and y'all both had him at 3, and what is like a quote unquote down year for him speaks to his greatness.
Right, he hasn't even released an album yet. His album comes out later this year. He'll be number 1 before the end of the year. We all know that. But.
And I give him 2 mainly because it's about Drake has I know we talked about it, but not this directly. He has an uncanny ability to remain relevant. Yeah. There's a talent to staying relevant in the culture, and he has it figured out.
10 years.
He gave you Lucy's. Remember, he was dropping them Lucy's, little snippets that we didn't know how they were linking with him in Future, and what it do. It's like a dog letting them lick some ice cream. You want more. You're like, oh, we got a little snippet. We want more. Then he give us demo tapes, which, it was a little project. It wasn't his greatest. And to me, Drake showed and then his videos. Like, remember before we got to demo tapes, he dropped the video with him at the Bean, the Chicago freestyle. Yep. He has an ability to grip us and keep us enticed and say, hey, I'm still relevant. And even in a year where he didn't go crazy, he's still more relevant and more popular than anybody. Right. And I love these guys, but Kendrick, he don't do that. You forget about Kendrick for a year. Now, when he drop his project, he go crazy. He a superstar, but he completely silenced.
Yeah, Drake is consistent year after year.
It's hard not to put him 2. And then for me, I'm surprised. I thought number 1 was actually cut clear. And this is like me being like objective. Not that I love this guy, but to me, it was Lil Baby. I think Lil Baby more than anybody took a step into real like, all right, I'm trying to become super. Right. Like other guys, Rod Wave became relevant, connected with you. Lil Baby took a step, especially with his last freestyle he dropped. To me, remember we always talk about how hip hop is about the culture. Right. That last freestyle he dropped.
Oh yeah.
In the midst of the turbulent times, I was like, he gets it. He gets what it's like to become a superstar. Yeah. And I think Baby, he's not my favorite at all, but I think more than anybody, he's on the cusp of real superstar.
Right. And the thing is, he's the only other artist we all had on our list together. Yep. We had Drake and Lil Baby. That's it. Everybody else, you had different opinions about different people. But I will say that shows you like the consensus of what he's doing. Like we told ourselves, just so y'all don't know, all the listeners, y'all didn't know, we didn't consult each other about the list beforehand. This is our first time hearing each other's lists, and we all seem to have Lil Baby and Drake on there. I mean, it just speaks to Lil Baby because Lil Baby wasn't around when we were shooting the pod originally. I mean, he was, but nobody knew him like that. Like, so it just tells you like the work he's putting in is paying off, is paying dividends. And I look forward to what he's doing in the future. Like,
and Baby did a lot of features. I think Troy, I count features too. That's kind of what Drake do. That's your ability to stay relevant.
Right.
And
it's the Wayne stimulus. The reason Wayne number 2 right now.
That was.
Well, into that, we might as well put together the consensus list then.
Yeah. Let's do that, and then because we hitting at a 2-hour pod. So
I think Lil Baby won't number 1 for sure. I don't think is there any debate.
Yeah, he number 1.
There's no debate. And Drake's 2.
You gotta be just by the rankings.
Just by the rankings. And was there anybody else that we all had, or like at least two of us had at the same time?
Nobody else.
Literally nobody. That's how different our music is right now.
Nobody. But what I will say is, if we doing hip hop and R&B,
I'm okay.
I'm on with Summer Walker.
Okay.
Yeah, Summer Walker has got it. I think she'll be like our third.
She got to be 3 then. Yeah. So now we have 4 or 5, man.
I like there's Wayne. I like
bro. Wayne can't.
I like your gunner.
Why can't Wayne be there? Yeah, that's my next question.
Okay.
And how much Wayne have you really considered? Have you heard the multiple flows and the Jack Harlow shit?
No, I haven't. I just heard Funeral. My thing is this: like when you at a top 5, this ain't no disrespect to no artist. It's just only 5 slots. So I ain't disrespecting Wayne. I see no way how Wayne is over Gunna. Like,
okay. So can we go Gunna at 4 then?
We gotta let Dev speak.
Man, I got Wayne over Gunner though. I got Wayne over Gunner. I'm sorry.
You think Funeral? We gotta come down. You think Funeral was better than Wanna as an album?
No, but I think the 2 tracks Wayne dropped since then makes it combine better than what we got from Gunner.
Wow. I mean, we
that was popping. That was what popping remix versus. It's the best verse on that album. And it's not just him on there. It's the little homie Jack Harlow who could spit. He got the Baby on there, and he got Tory Lanez on there. All high artists, and he just wipes his feet on all of them to me. And with his verse, I don't know what you think, Troy. I think the Baby had a decent verse.
Everybody killed it to me.
I think Wayne
Wayne.
You got Tory Lanez close like that. I got Wayne crazy.
I think Wayne at 4.
The way Wayne comes in on that shit, brand new. What do you say? Same old dick, new magnums. He killed that shit. That nigga was going in.
And you got Durk at number 1, Troy. So I'm thinking you want Durk on the list too.
I don't expect for everybody. That's just mine.
I'll give y'all Gunner. I'll give y'all Gunner at 4.
Or will I just?
Because I think nobody fucks with Wayne like I do as far as like on the list, but I fuck with Gunner more than you probably do Wayne. So. I give Gunner 4.
I love Wayne. I feel like, man, we just had a pod last week praising Wayne. We didn't put him out.
I'm just saying, like, if you ain't listened to his new shit, comparing to his old shit, it's better than a lot of the new shit that's out right now.
I heard Funeral. And I thought Funeral was a great album. I ain't heard his.
Once you stop comparing him to himself,
that's tough, ain't it? That's tough.
Once you stop, that's what I finally got. I finally came to that realization, and it makes him colder to me now. Yeah. Like, that's a good point. I can put him in my top 5.
That's like comparing Michael Jordan Wizards to the Bulls. He was still an all-star on the Wizards.
Yeah, I stopped comparing Wayne to himself and just compare him to the climate. And those verses he gave us, he got 5 verses that I put up against anybody. That's a good point. Verses. Like, and I'm gonna release those on the. I'm gonna tweet them out on our No Bluff podcast this week, and y'all can tell me what y'all think of those verses. And yeah.
Dev, you think Wayne's had a better year musically than the Baby, than Roddy Ricch?
Roddy Ricch this year or last year?
It was.
Well, I guess it still counts though.
It make it tricky.
I don't think so. But I don't think any of us really talked about Roddy Ricch. I like Roddy Ricch's song, like album. It was dope, but
hey, we gonna have we ain't got time. We gotta have the No Bluff Roddy Ricch segment next time because we all talked about something that we didn't really feel about.
I'm just trying to figure out if we put Wayne there at 5, I gotta make sure that he.
He don't have to be 5 for y'all. It's just he's 2 on my list. Yeah.
Consensus. So I'm trying to wrap up with the 5th one gonna be.
So Gunner's 4.
So we got Lil Baby 1, Drake 2. Summer Walker 3, which is kind of those 3. Were
I do think he had a better. I think Wayne's stuff is better than the Baby's. I don't know if you think the Baby's stuff is better than Wayne's. Troy, like hotness, I say hotness maybe, but Wayne is kind of like you said. People are stale because it's Wayne.
I would have to go off. I would just have to go off that because I might like Wayne's songs more, but the Baby just been hitting with so much shit and it's been successful. I can't deny it.
Right, but when they went head to head on that track, Wayne wiped his feet with his ass. I say that, but Wayne probably that was popping verses. It's swaggy, it's punchline. It's like classic Wayne, but witty and swaggy at the same time. Like niggas in the streets is saying the shit Wayne was talking on that.
I don't have no problems with Wayne. Wayne can be 5. I'm impressed by you.
Is there anybody else?
It's got to be between Lil Durk, the Baby, and Wayne. It got to be one of those 3.
Out of those, I'm going Wayne personally.
Unless y'all want to include
or Thug. or Young Thug. Those are only 4 that can.
Yeah,
be
any of
on
y'all got Thug high? Because I mean, I would put Thug there. I guess
I don't have him higher than any of them.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't have any of them higher than Wayne personally, but
I would have Thug higher than Wayne, but that's about it. I wouldn't have.
Probably.
I got Thug. I mean, I got Thug higher than the Baby, for sure.
You got so who you got? You got the Baby or
I got Wayne? Thug higher than the Baby.
Yeah, I got Thug higher than the Baby.
Thug higher than the Baby. Okay.
The Baby, it's crazy because the Baby had a crazy.
Yeah, people fuck with him heavy, but
it's between Thug, Wayne. You got Durk at number 1. You cool with him just being off?
Yeah, I know. Y'all ain't going for that one. So.
Yeah, like I ain't go. I mean, you could talk me into Durk, but I think Dev ain't heard the album, so it's hard for me.
Yeah, I can't even.
Like I got Rod Wave number 3, so but I know Troy a hating ass dude. So
you know I ain't got Rod Wave in my top 5 either though.
And I don't hate. I like Rod Wave. It's gonna sound like I don't like him.
Rod Wave, he don't fuck with you, big dog.
I like his music. He's not a top. He's not a big dog to me. Is what I'm saying.
He's more. Ooh, I was about to piss y'all off.
This is tough as fuck.
I ain't say it. I was gonna piss y'all off.
What you about to say? Some wild shit.
I ain't gonna say it, damn.
He better than Summer Walker. That pissed me off too.
I don't, man. We close on time with 2 hours, but I was gonna say we're gonna have to have some discussions next time. But yeah, we between it's really between Wayne.
It could be a tie, honestly. Let's have a fifth. You know,
Wayne and Thug.
Wayne Thug tie maybe. I don't know, or we're gonna say Thug. I mean, I'm cool with either. Personally, I just think Wayne had a good year. I had Wayne too, so he wasn't low on my list.
Wayne there. I like Wayne there.
If it's 2020, it's 100% Wayne. If we giving that,
it's lucky a comeback year for Wayne too.
Yeah, if we giving part of 13, it's hard. We giving part of 19. Thug got 2 projects, but 2020 is clearly Wayne.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm cool, Wayne.
All right.
We looking like the Little Wayne podcast.
Shut up. Nah, bro. Facts is facts, though. Like it's gonna make people go back and listen to shit they might not have heard, man. Like, are you listening with your 2006 year, or you listening with your 2020 year?
I like Funeral. I'm saying when we're doing top 5, it's not even about how, it's like comparing him to other great artists.
Yeah,
I ain't got no problem with Wayne 5. I don't think he's trash by no means.
My one thing I will say about that is it's not just based off Funeral for me. It's based off of the other tracks too. I mean, I guess Multiple Flows was on Funeral. It was on the deluxe edition. Yeah. I don't know if you heard that track with Lil Uzi. That shit goes in.
Yeah, I did hear that one.
And then the shit with Jack Harlow, that shit goes crazy too. But I just think it's a consensus. Like that album overall, even off the car ride test, it's a nice ass project. Personally, I think Wayne's spitting some good ass shit, but it's 2020 Wayne in comparison to can't compare him to 2008 Wayne anymore, 2009 Wayne. So for what it is, it's still better than 90% of the shit we hear in this music today. So
okay,
I would probably put the Baby there, but I'm okay with Wayne being there as well.
I think we don't really fuck with the Baby like that outside of you. Do you even fuck with him?
I really don't.
Yeah. I was saying I don't think you fuck with him either.
I think what you're saying with the Baby, I think is more outside of the music. Like he had a big cultural.
Right, like I get what you're saying. Like he's a bigger artist as far as like where everybody's seeing him. And everything.
I totally get that. But I don't. I like Wayne music better than the Baby's. But I think this list, like the artist list, like I said, is more than just music. But for the sake of time and ease, we can just keep Wayne at 5 and let the people. So our top consensus 5, the No Bluff top 5 will be Lil Baby 1, Drake 2, Summer Walker 3, 4, Gunna, and 5, Lil Wayne. I think people gonna rip us though, because the Baby and Meg the Stallion had some. They had massive.
Meg year been silly, especially after WAP drop.
Yeah, if her album dropped this year, her album dropped in 2019. I checked, and but if it dropped this year, I probably she. It's only a list of 5. That's the only hard thing about Wayne. He had better music, but it ain't like he moved the needle culturally to me.
Nah,
like the discussion wise.
But it's hard to do that when you're a Wayne or a whole legend now.
Yeah,
because you just compare to yourself every day. Like if Wayne was a new artist and he dropped the shit he dropped, we'd be talking about him like we're talking about Lil Baby. Like that's
a good point.
As far as his rapping ability, he don't move the culture like Lil Baby because Wayne, as we all know, isn't deeply in depth with what's going on in society. But as far as like his ability to rap and make people want to listen to what he's saying, his wittiness, he's top 5. Like
that's a fact. Man, that was a pod.
Yes.
It's one of the books, fellas.
I'm curious to see what the listeners gonna say. I know
Hey,
it's
man,
gonna
give
be a
us some
lot of
feedback.
backlash.
Give us some
They're gonna be like, these motherfuckers, these SoundCloud listening.
Hey, man, y'all can DM us. Y'all don't gotta respond to posts. DM us on any social media. It can be a sentence. I heard from a couple people hit me up on my personal accounts. I love that.
Me too. It could be
hit
anonymous.
Up Dev or Troy. Just let us know what y'all think. Like, say, hey, man, y'all crazy for that take. We eager for feedback. I know the bottom half of this, we was super hip hop heavy, but we nerd out on this shit, bro. That's what we like to do.
Yeah.
We made a top 5 list, 3 categories, man. That took me 2 hours of research and listening to songs. So.
I went back and started listening to like skimming through albums like all yesterday evening. I spent about 3-4 hours going through trying to what came out in the last year that I really fucked with and looking at my saved songs and all that. So my list is based off of what I listen to, a lot of my lists, and then there is a little bit of like shit y'all put me on like Raw Wave. I would have never jumped on that shit if Javante didn't bring him up. Yep. And I listened to I'm like, let me listen to this shit, give him a fair shake. I heard that Rags Riches 2 and her little babies on that. Top 5 song already. It's been out 2 weeks.
And sometimes you take a song like that, like you hear, and then you go back and listen to shit you probably already heard, and you just like, oh, I get it from a different perspective. Right. Y'all gotta listen to that Calm Down, A Boogie Summer Walk. I'm gonna drop that in the chat.
I got it. Drop that.
Y'all
shit.
Chilling, especially man, y'all chilling with y'all. If y'all chilling with y'all ladies or significant others, man, that's a smooth vibe. Good stroke music.
Big jams. For sure. But yeah, we definitely look forward to hearing from y'all. Y'all know y'all can hit us on No Bluff Podcast on Twitter, No Bluff Podcast on Instagram, No Bluff Podcast at gmail.com, YouTube coming soon, Facebook page coming soon. Just more shit coming soon, y'all. Be on the lookout. We appreciate y'all. It's No Bluff Podcast, and we out.